Yo, what is going on, guys? C4IQ here, penetrating your eardrums once again with a situational damage podcast, podcast series talking about topics related to the FGC. I'm obviously the host, C4IQ, part of Mash on Pad. Today we was gonna do a topic on trolling and like e-bullying or whatever you want to call it, but I had a little discussion with the people that I've got on the podcast today, and we've changed it, and we're basically going to kind of go over, I don't know, maybe the topic will be like esports and the FGC, why they don't mix, the whole water and oil thing. So first, I'll let Drift introduce himself. Go ahead, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back again. Thank you for telling Mace to bring me back. Yeah, let's talk about this stuff then, shall we?
And yep, Drift obviously returning from the location one. The location podcast we did a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to Nick. I'm glad he's not here, but shout out to him. Mash and Pad for life. And for the first time on Situational Damage, the man himself, the man who maimed the she-male and put his name on the map on YouTube, HD 1080p Jammerz.
What's up, guys? My voice ain't high definition, but I'm sure my intellect is. So you know what's going on.
Don't try and take my bars.
Well, you get this, I don't know, this bizarre entry. So, you know, I have to give it a bizarre.
I could have went a bit more weirder, but I thought I'll keep it calm. Obviously, UMMOP Jammerz.
Oh, that's the
man of many sponsored, the UK brand.
in my house, Jammerz. Outside, I'm UMMOP. There's a difference.
Wow, man said all alphabet soup. Alphabet soup.
Alphabet spaghetti. Let's go.
Right, so we've got Drifts and Jammerz on, and we're going to talk about esports and FGC, mainly the main reasons why they don't mix, if it would be beneficial. Obviously, the biggest thing would be money, but obviously there would have to be changes done to the FGC, mainly the community. But personally, I don't think it will I think it will make a divide.
Yeah.
Between FGC players, there'll be serious FGC players and pro FGC players.
Any change to anything will always create a divide. You can't stop that.
Yes.
People hate change.
I don't think that esports can sort of grasp all of the FGC. There will be people that split off, and if anyone knows anything about comics, it's literally going to be like Civil War. We're gonna have players that are going to go, oh, I'm not pro esports, and then you're going to have the pro esport players.
Captain America versus Iron Man. Let's go.
That is literally going to be it.
Who's who, though? That's the question.
You know what? This is what I pray. This would be the best scenario, and this could actually make a good film if it was Arturo and Spooky. If they were Iron Man and Captain America, and they were the divide, and they were the two teams you had to pick, that would be insane. Like, if Spooky was esports and Arturo was Bunny esports, Like, if that happened, that would be...
See, now, I would say it wouldn't be Arturo and Spooky. It'd be Spooky, definitely, for esports. And probably Valet. Alex.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd say Valet more than Arturo. Because Arturo and Spooky are a team. They are one and the same. But Valet, because of what's happened recently with Super Arcade, and with when this Wednesday Night Fight's going online... He's got to bring people in, and keeping it grassroots is what he was famed for, really, in the early days.
Yes, that is very, very true.
Yeah, no, that makes more sense. I just wanted I wanted to relive my Marvel-ness.
Oh, that's right. Civil War's coming. We've got Ultron coming. It's fine. We've got Spider-Man back in their house. Let's go.
Oh, I could do a whole podcast on Marvel films. I don't even want to go. But yeah, I mean, okay, let's do this. If we had to make a team of esports, FGC esports, and I don't know, grassroots, underground, like poverty esports, whatever you call it, what would be the team? So obviously we'll say Spooky is like head of esports.
Head of esports.
Head of FGC esports division. Who else do you think would kind of like be in that team? 4 other people.
4 other people. This is worldwide or just US?
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
I think Gutex.
Gutex, Mike Ross.
They're one and the same. Class that as cross counter in general.
Alright, then that's fair enough. Okay. So we've got Spooky, cross counter. I know
K-Brad, definitely.
Do you think?
Well, K-Brad Esports.
K-Brad will go esports. Where I've just seen him tweet just now, literally, like, where was it?
Oh,
Hold
what his desire or addiction or something about
Yeah,
the.
when I really want something, I tend to get obsessed with it. The Pro Tour is my obsession. Social life is gone. That's from Twitter 25 minutes ago from K-Brad. So he
Okay.
wants that money. He wants to go esports.
If there was no money, then we'd be back to good old K-Brad, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Brad.
Shout outs.
Okay, Brad. I mean, not, well, I don't want to like tangent too far away from like getting the team ready, but do you think money is the biggest like difference between esports and non-esports?
Yes.
In general, it's like anything, any creative industry that you get involved in, it starts off as a hobby first, but the word that the moment that 5 letter word is mentioned, money, then everything changes. And we've said this before for FGC related topics, things don't get fun when money's involved because everyone's playing for big figures here. You're paying for 6-digit salaries, believe it or not.
Yeah, in some cases.
Well,
Definitely.
6-digit payouts. I wouldn't say salaries because if you break that over 12 months, it ain't much.
Oh yeah, it ain't much, but it's like it's equivalent to 6-digit salaries.
Oh, yeah. Well, close, very close.
Cool. Right, so we've got what was it? Spooky and we putting K-Brad in there?
Oh, I'm putting
Put
K-Brad in there.
Yeah, if you want to put alright then. So we've got Spooky, K-Brad, due to Pro Tour,
Yeah.
obviously. I think before that he was definitely against it.
Yeah,
Or not against it, that he just wouldn't fit into it.
yeah, cross counter as well. So my cross and
Cross counter.
Yeah.
Would you say? I'll throw this out on the Jammerz because he's part of the team. Do you think is pre-esports?
they're getting there. It's because they want to be the face of the UK in terms of fighting games, mainly Street Fighter 4. But I feel they're getting there. So they got.
There has been a gap since the Trocadero, shouts to Trocadero, has shut down with the arcade, and when the stays on has finally come back, which is great. But there was a gap missing since they shut down.
Yeah, I think it was very hush hush, like UK wise when it came to like gatherings and stuff, especially for such a mainstream game like Street Fighter. It was very difficult to find a group, like a substantial group of people, like a group of people where you can practice at least half of the character matchups with that group of people. A lot of the time you kind of get smaller groups where they play like 8 characters between them. Yeah, so they cover like maybe half the cast, but you don't get that specialist
High level.
Second.
Yeah. So let's not go cross Tekken. We'll get shut down. We'll get shut down if we talk about cross Tekken too early. We'll wait for that. So yeah, that's 4. We'll put UM in there. I think they're definitely putting in work trying to make. The thing I think with UM is that they're making things more legit and official, and kind of
in terms of the London scene, definitely.
Yeah.
It's that they're getting all the pieces of the puzzle to become the face or like the premier streaming site for London scene USF4. To be honest,
True.
The thing with not being esports is that you block a lot of people out. When you're esports, it's sort of you cater to everyone. It is sort of like being PG. It's like esports is PG, where if you go to shout out to the Hog, not everyone can kind of fit in there. It's obviously the place is fine if you come with your friends. It's all good. They've got every type of game you can think of there. But if you came to say what we do when we start doing F4F on a Saturday, some people are going to get deterred.
They'll get alienated.
There's some people like the first time I went to the Meltdown for a beatdown event, which was like a couple months back now. There was just some dude shouting like off the top of his lungs, and it wasn't Jammerz for once.
Wow,
and had to throw it in there. Sorry, dude. And he was just shouting, and he was being hype. But as someone that's new to the offline scene, hearing and seeing that is like, all right, he's a loud guy. Is everyone this loud? Can I fit in? If not, I'm just gonna walk away and go back to my online.
See, what's the word I'm looking for? People that are not within the FGC, they kind of get ostracized. I think that's the word.
Yeah.
They get excluded from the whole thing, and it can look intimidating at first. So
I've definitely seen both. I've seen people that used to come. Well, I've seen online players come offline, and it's literally like a fork in the road, where it's either they adapt to it. Shouts to MOP Benji, Like he was like really quiet,
Yeah.
and then he won a tournament, and now you can't shut him up. He's like he's more arrogant than I am. Like he will,
Damn.
he will go in.
It's
He
a
won't.
Drift. He thinks he can defy the gods. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And literally, he was the most quietest guy. He played Makoto, so it was a bit ham. He had it in him, and then obviously coming offline, and obviously hitting 18, just
I know.
his puberty just shot through the roof, bro.
Shout out to Benji.
Shout out to Benji. He is a sick guy. And then there's other people. I won't name them or nothing like that, but they started coming FOF, and I think where they were a bit more quiet, they're kind of used to their own environment. They just couldn't like. I think they felt that they were getting overpowered by everyone else's like personality.
Yeah.
So they kind of just thought, oh, you know what? I've been playing cross Tekken online all this time anyway. I'll just go back to that. So I think esports definitely will stop that happening.
Well, it kind of.
It can and it will and won't. I'll let Jammerz go first though.
It's esports will introduce, or it's already introduced. It will kind of pretty much carry on the whole professionalism sort of thing. So anyone can walk through the door, anyone can ask silly questions and ask about what's the scene like. What's the esports end of things? Is it beneficial to the world as a new sort of entertainment source, which it is, or is increasingly going to be? So that's my verdict on it.
Was you gonna say Drift?
Right, okay, I was gonna say it helps and it doesn't. Well, what are we classing as esports? Are we just classing MOBAs, League of Legends, Dota 2? Or are we classing like Counter Strike, Call of Duty, Halo?
That's a very good question.
Because if we're going to go all the way and class esports as a whole that isn't FGC, stuff like Call of Duty and Halo and whatnot, shooters as well.
Yeah.
We've all had that moment where we're playing Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare, whatever, back in the day, and you get the kids on mic shouting profanities at you because they can.
Definitely.
It's kind of good that you brought it up because it's weird because like I know I've heard from other people. Shout out to Fury Fighter, shout out to people at Extreme Gaming, where they've said like, if anything, the FP scene, especially with like Call of Duty, people run their mouth more than like FGC. Like they will, and they get personal real quickly.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Yeah, same.
And it's like, but Call of Duty players or teams, I guess, they get paid more than FGC. So why do they kind of get that?
That sort of luxury, that love.
Why do they get the esports money when they're clearly not esports?
It's because, well, I can't really say a definite answer, but it's more, Call of Duty is a more down-to-earth and less intimidating game for the public eye than Street Fighter is. Obviously, anyone can play Street Fighter. You go on, you mash bunch
Anyone can play Call of Duty though. It's the same thing. Mash buttons.
It's like Call of Duty is less intimidating because everybody, at the end of the day, right? No one can disagree with this. At one point in your life, you have wanted to shoot somebody.
Yeah. Wow.
No. I'm with Jammerz on this.
At one point in your life, probably not with murderous or malicious intent, you have wanted to shoot somebody. Now,
with a spud gun. Maybe with a spud gun, yeah.
But the fact
Spud
still
gun,
stands.
BB
You wanted
cap,
to shoot somebody.
paintball, airsoft, you name it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
yeah.
proper gun, maybe if you're American white kid, 16-year-old being bullied.
So.
Okay.
Off right,
And
I don't know.
it's less intimidating, and then if they can get that in sort of a virtual reality form, then it kind of just makes it all more easier for them. And then developers can say, we got more of an audience, we can throw more money this way. And then once they do that and kind of make it, publicly known to the world, then you can sort of turn it into a, quote unquote esport. So
not to say that, like, because people play shooters, they will shoot people, and because we play fighters, we don't want to fight everyone we see.
It's nothing like that.
No.
Yeah, no, because I was gonna say, do you think it's sort of like a Vice City syndrome where they kind of they've glorified that kind of violence?
Well, gangsterism.
They've kind of made it like, I don't know, cool to do.
Yeah,
so
they've glorified it so that they can turn it into a sport and make money of it.
Where martial arts has always been, well, I guess there was a time period where people were like, oh, martial arts film, and then like, oh yeah, Ip Man, whatever, Bruce Lee, blah 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 blah. But it never got as hype as like going around jacking people's cars and shooting prostitutes and stuff. Like it never got to that stage. So Street Fighter never kind of got that sort of recognition for being a martial arts game, where it was just, oh my god, someone threw a fireball. That's not real. That's like Fantasy Star Online or some shit.
Shout out to Fantasy Star.
Shout out to Fantasy Star. It's a sick game.
Yeah, I know.
But do you think it's because maybe it is because of like the realism? But then you can say, well, StarCraft is nowhere near like it's not. Based
No, if you've seen Ender's Game, you know it's pretty similar. Shout out to that film. No.
Yeah.
Good film, good book as well.
But then it's another factor of mental strain.
Yes.
How long can you mentally last in this game? And with fighting games, as we all know, since we play them religiously, it's not easy. With Call of Duty, it's like I want to go online, I want to shoot up people for about 10 minutes and then go to work or watch the football or something. Fighting games, you can't necessarily do that. So
the game's a 5-minute game, but there's so much involved before that.
yeah, with Call of Duty, don't get me wrong, there's a lot involved with shooters, but there's less of a mental strain than there is for fighting. So,
but to back to the original question of what makes it okay for shooters, PC shooters, to be less esports but still be better than for FGC, quote unquote. Money wise, dodgy dealings.
yes.
Dodgy dealings. Well,
Dodgy dealings.
Conspiracy theory.
It's not even conspiracy theory. Who's that famous slasher? Is it Slasher? Yeah, Slasher.
Yeah, I know Slasher. Well, not
No,
personally.
yeah, okay. If you know personally, Jesus, bring him on here.
Shout out to Slasher.
Yeah, no. Back in the day when he was interviewing stuff and doing interviews, he made a documentary on shooters, and he interviewed like the back in the day CPL, like counter professional league or whatever it's called. I can't remember the full name. They were just dodgy dealings. Like people didn't get paid. Like back in the Counter-Strike 1.5 days, 1.3 days. People got paid. Pro salaries, quote unquote, were less than $6,000 a year. That was their salary.
That's insane.
Great, and that's in pounds, English pounds.
So that is the highest currency. So
That's nuts. No, I didn't know that.
So yeah, that's dodgy dealings right there. Like I'll dig it out if I can. But yeah, Slasher interviewed the guy from CPL and stuff, and it was just silly. That he would not answer a question directly. He will just jump around.
He'll give you the company answer.
Yeah.
The
PR answer.
Oh, well, there you go. Then that explains it. I didn't know that. At all. Well, obviously, what was I talking about before? I was talking about the teams.
Yeah.
So that was the esports bit covered.
Yeah.
We've had, what was it? Cross Counter, Spooky, K-Brad.
Yeah.
I'd have to say either Reinhardt from here, from UK, or I'd have to say Combo Fiend. One of those two.
For or against? Sorry.
I'll say both of them for esports. One of those two would fill the last spot. Obviously, because of how Combo Fiend has got to Capcom now, and obviously where Reinhardt is now. So
Yeah.
because he's with a team that pretty much started out doing the whole PC gaming and investing money into League of Legends.
Oh no, Reinhardt's been dropped from Dignitas though.
Has he been dropped now?
He's been dropped like last week or week
I
before.
didn't know that.
Yeah, that was on the Event Hubs. Shout outs to the son of FGC Event Hubs.
Check Event Hubs.
That paid through news.
So let's just say that where Reinhardt was a week ago then, because it's like certain companies that are involved with League of Legends are now trying to get in, and Call of Duty are now trying to get involved with the whole FGC because they know it's got its own hype audience, it's got its own scene, and obviously it's got its own events a lot as well. They're worldwide. It just hasn't got bigger venues and bigger audiences as it does with League of Legends or Warcraft or something. Hearthstone, that's the game.
That one, that card game. Too many of them.
That card game I see on Facebook. Yeah, I know. I mean, shout out to Magic the Gathering. Other than that, I'm not interested in cards. Shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! That's pretty cool. But I'm not playing.
And it's the thing. It's another thing of like anything multiplayer based can obviously be turned into competitive. And then when you mention the word competitive in the same sentence, you've got to involve the word money. So.
And then people will play it.
Well, people have more of an incentive to play it or get good at it because there's playing a game and then there's mastering and getting good at a game. We are generally good at games, but we don't necessarily play for money.
No.
If we played for money,
with that said, after competitive, there are two words with it. And money. An extra word on that, money match.
Well, that's just gambling terms. It's not
But is it gambling though? Like,
It's
I don't
the-
see money matching gambling.
See, now the Japanese see that as a form of gambling.
Yeah, no, they do, and a lot of like I think corporately, like on Twitch won't show money matches, or you can't say that it's a money match because it's a form of gambling.
Yeah.
So they won't allow it. But to me, gambling, it has an element of randomness to it, where even if you're playing Marvel, right? If your money matches are in Marvel, I don't think that's gambling. I think that's like you're basically putting up your cockiness to someone else. You're showing him your edict, and he's showing his edict, and you're trying to see whose is bigger. The biggest one gets the money. That's how I see it. Like I don't see it as a gamble, and even in any fighting game, I personally don't see it as a gamble. I think it's sort of
It's
like,
time to. It's one of those things where you got to put all your hard work and get a little bit of money off it.
yeah. I think when people bet on the money match, I'll say that's gambling.
It's an illegal transaction.
Yeah.
It
But
is.
the two players that are playing, I don't see that as gambling. People betting on the match, I see as gambling.
Yeah.
And obviously that is obviously frowned upon on any stream. Like they call it buy some bucks or like handshakes and whatnot.
Or salty bets.
Salty bets, yeah. Salty sweets, yeah. So yeah, obviously I don't think esports do that. Maybe they do. Maybe they've got like an official way of betting on a team to win the league. Because I know like in not Counter-Strike, StarCraft, they've got like leagues and stuff. And not World of Warcraft.
No, there's World of
Legends,
Warcraft PvP as well.
Oh, is there?
There is a website where anything technically quote unquote esports
Yeah.
that you can have a 1v1 on or a group v group as it were with PvP in WoW. You can somehow bet on it. I'm not going to say names or links, but there are websites out there that will do this for you.
Are they like kind of covert links?
They're sort of covert. Like if you Google it hard enough, it's there. You'll see it.
Everything's on the internet.
Yeah,
Right,
everything's
so
on there.
You're not going to see it like advertised on the actual stream.
Not until people go full esports and say, "Look at this," or not even go full esports, go full sports. Drop the E, just go full sports. That's where it is now. Like where sports, you're betting on sports.
Yeah,
and
Because
that's
it's like,
not frowned
it'll
upon,
probably
and
get
it is
there.
legal.
Yeah, it'll probably get there in a couple of years' time. Well, esports trying to follow the whole sports,
esports and ESPN, mate. That was when I heard that, it blew my mind a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
But it's one of those things where, like I brought back to the point where I don't want FGC to kind of go too far into this whole business, because then you'll take away the whole, we started from the bottom, now we're here sort of thing, and it's like it'll kind of take the roots away from FGC and kind of take away that whole quote unquote underground love of it, and everything has to turn professionalism. So everyone's in the face of the public. Everyone has to be careful what they say, where they say it.
Suited and booted.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna look like Ultra David.
Because it's like, obviously you can go to
Ain't no
the
problem with that.
locals and you can dress casually
yeah,
or whatever, but then when it comes to big events, majors, and it's like everyone has to be 100% careful as to what they say and do, sort of thing. Just like in the football, it's like when football players are doing stuff, it's like the moment they do something silly, it's like they're in trouble. Last weekend, there was a match going on, and one player hit another player in the nuts, and they just caught that. So, so it's just like,
I think I saw that as well.
it's the QPR versus a whole, I think, and it's
Right.
You got to be very, very careful of what you do. So
Before I move on to the non-esports team, I was gonna say with esports, what was I gonna say? I can't actually remember now. That's the part. I was gonna say something along the lines of, that's it. Do you think for sort of an esports scene in the FGC to happen, every player that like participates in an esports event would have to be sponsored?
no, they'd have to be, or not even they have to be. It would be, me personally, it'd be advised if they were a part of a team or they were starting their own sort of brand. Kind of like MOP.
Shout out to MOP.
MOP, LOM, just like shout out to Step Up, the film. Like you got to get your crew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna go there.
You've gotta start establishing a brand or something to let people know. Okay, is that a sponsor or is that a team? Let me look it up on the internet. Let me see what I can find about them. It kind of puts into other people's minds there's some sort of professionalism within your name.
Yeah.
So you're saying as long as you're like a group of people that go by the same tag,
Yeah.
let's say
A brand.
So
It's another way. I don't want to put it like, I don't want to put it as a really bad thing, but it kind of strikes fear and curiosity into other players.
right,
It helps because
Yeah, I see
it's a
what you mean.
brand. It's like Jay-Z. He's not a businessman. Well, he is,
he's a business.
but he's a
Now he is.
business man.
Yeah,
Go back
So
to
you've
years
got to
ago.
put yourself out there. You've got to
Bars.
market yourself. And once people
Bars.
know you, bigger companies get interested in you, and they might help you pick you up and help put you to
This is it.
events.
Now, would you think about this idea? I'm just going to pitch it.
Right.
Like, obviously, this will be really far in the future, where obviously we have teams like Pi, Corn, and they start like transferring players. Do you think that could be?
Oh,
Would,
what
would you like that? So say
they do transfers in League of Legends and
Yeah.
other games.
This
that's
is
what I'm
where
saying.
this is where FGC will go into more legitimate sports. I don't want to use the word legitimate as legitimate sports, but as a
common sport. How are they doing it with like I don't know.
everyday sport, not just
Yeah.
esports or just sports in general. Player transfers. That could happen. That might be a good day. And then you can get fantasy teams, and then you build
I
up
think
on that.
differently of that, to be honest.
Do you not like that idea?
No, it's because then it just like because then friendships turn to hatred.
Yeah, I
It
guess
it
so.
will be a psychological thing because sometimes it happens in the NBA. When new players or players that used to be part of one team go to another, and then now they just start making jokes because each other's mums.
Yeah,
That can happen with the FGC, and like we said off the Skype topic before,
Oh yeah, that's
it will happen.
it can happen. And player transfers, it comes and goes. It'll obviously be part of the whole FGC news sort of thing, but then you'd only see the end product of it. You wouldn't see why the transaction was made or why a player wanted to leave the team, sort of thing. It makes things that
not enough characters on Twitter for that. You basically just find out that they've left.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you hear about.
that is it. So
And then the rest is all hearsay. All right, before I move on, one more thing. Do you think if it ever got to that stage that would need sort of like a manager for the team? Because obviously at the moment we've kind of got the players and the sponsors. There's no middleman.
now this is what annoys me, right? Because every time this is what annoys me, because every time I'm in university, my friends are watching League of Legends, right? And I always moan that there's 4 people and then there's a coach. And I'm like, what does the coach actually do?
5 in the coach.
Players cannot converse between themselves and do it themselves. And I said, if this guy gets to be a coach and have his own jacket saying coach in it, why have I got a jacket already? It's like, I've coached enough people in fighting games to tell them what to do. Why have I not got a jacket?
So there's 2 different things. There's coach and there's manager. With League of Legends, the managers now step up and help you choose. I'm not sure how many listeners play League of Legends. I'm sure there's 1,000,001 of them. But League of Legends, you pick and ban characters that that the other team can't use, free each, and that's what the manager does in the new League of Legends series, the LCS. What a coach does is obviously coach.
Just stands there and looks pretty. He doesn't do anything.
Oh no, have you seen some of them? They don't look that great.
Butters. So would you say like how obviously you get coaching and have kind of brought in this rule in like most tournaments where only one person can coach one player, so you don't get the whole gang like of 5 people telling one person something and then one person on their own. Like they've only got the one person.
No, that makes sense.
The player.
Yeah, if you wanted to, obviously you'd have to change that question saying, do all these professional players need an agent, sort of thing, because every player in actual legitimate sports, as just said before, they have an agent, bar their manager.
Because I was thinking like around. This is an example. When you see someone like Marlon Pie, right? Marlon Pie's obviously broken tier, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what team
Cookie.
he's part of, but Noah Brown
Steam.
is part of a different team. Is he Steam Co now?
I think Steam. No, that's Stanford.
I think it's
That's yeah. He's part of something, but I can't remember what it is. But anyway, like whenever Marlon Pie goes up, Noah Brown will coach him, especially in Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, shouldn't someone in Broken Tier be coaching Marlon Pie? Obviously, Marlon Pie and Noah Brown are friends.
Yeah.
And it'll happen the same way when Justin goes up. Or if Noel Brown goes up, Justin and Noel seem to coach each other or give each other tips. if it came to a point in FGC where it was teams, do you think they would have to have like a designated coach? For example, obviously you've got Brogati, Yipe, Smile and Pie, and then okay, Viscount, you don't play this game anymore. You can be the coach. Like you don't play the game.
You know
but
the game,
you'll
though.
be coaching. Yeah, you know the game, so you coach all of our players. Do you think that could be as like a point in the FGC career?
It can start something new, but it brings back to the point. Like I said, how can that one guy, how come the 4 people or whatnot not playing the game cannot kind of converse with themselves and discuss information that probably Viscount has as well?
So you just don't believe that the coach brings anything to
The coach will have there's probably the same information as the players playing, except he has more experience at it. So he'll just kind of like how you coach Benji.
Shout out to Benji.
So
the one without me.
Because there's a huge age difference between you and Benji, but it's
yeah. Well, it's not that big, man. Calm
down. All right, whatever.
Yeah, big enough.
It's like when Benji will play a game, and it's like you tell him, you two could probably know the same thing, and then it's like you'd say, out of experience, it's probably best you don't do this or whatever. Benji already knew that, but he's just gonna be Benji. That would just say.
He's gonna be Makoto and do what he wants. Yeah.
That's it. So
you need that sixth man to calm you down, calm the team down.
Which is what is how many times have you heard me, or not even heard me, seen me say to people when they're playing? I just say one word: relax. That's it.
Don't do it.
It's
no, I've heard that. I tell a lot of people to go character select, but they never heed them.
Yeah, they never.
No.
I say you are playing incorrectly, and if you hit rematch, you're gonna keep playing incorrectly. Like
stop playing dumb. Stop going full retard.
Stop playing dumb. And I personally haven't found the trigger word to stop them from doing that. So I tell them go to character select. I'll tell them something like pick ultra double just to go back to character select, just so they can think about why they lost. Because I don't think enough people think about.
It's different with every person. You can't just there isn't a general trigger word for everyone. You have to just find that one for that person.
But then if a coach, an esports coach for a team was supposed to, if he was just there for that one word, then I'm all down for it because I'm like, sign me up, because I do that every time.
Relax.
If he's just there to stand there and have the coach name on his jacket or be the manager, have a little team talk or like talk at the halftime, which that would be the whole intermission character select screen thing. If I was just there just to say relax, we're all good. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, fair enough. So Jammerz doesn't rate anything coaches do because he thinks their job's easy. That's fair. I hear you loud and clear, Jammerz. I hear you loud and clear, bro. So moving on to obviously the anti-esports.
The grassroots.
The grassroots. You should call them grassroots. Yeah, just call them grassroots. That's a nicer name. So the grassroots people in the FGC. I'm obviously gonna just shoot at Furby Arturo.
Yeah.
I think he kind of promotes that he wants to be esports. I believe because I've heard him talk about obviously how the FGC is it's like an organism. Like you need the stream, you need the stream monsters, you need the players, you need the TOs.
Literally, you need all pieces of the jigsaw.
Yeah, it's a lot to him. He was like kind of explaining. He didn't say these words, but I'm gonna do it my way. He said it's like the Lion King. It's a circle of life. Like you need all of those. You need all of them aspects to make the FGC grow.
Yeah.
And he was pointing at kind of spots where it was weak, and why it won't go to esports. So I feel like he wants it to, but I think he would make a very good pioneer for anti. So like we can do it ourselves. We don't need like corporations, blah blah blah. He wants to keep it really, like you said, grassroots.
But with that said, like, if you don't want corporations, how are you going to get the money in? There's only so many people interested in these games to throw money in. Like, what was it, Canada Cup Master Series?
Yeah, Lapchi.
Shout out to Lapchi. Nice, I'm sure he's a nice guy. And it was the first time an FGC event went pay-per-view.
Yep.
Someone should have mentioned that before it actually happened. Because I did not see it
until
anywhere.
the weekend, did they?
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I feel Lapchi is the living embodiment of Cross Tekken. Like, he does so much for the scene, but the first mistake he makes, people
jumping.
This is
895. That's literally him. 895. That's what everyone says when they hear Canada Cup.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's like he's put his own money into all these prize pots.
Yeah.
And you're still gonna moan about the pay-per-view. Like, come on, man.
Again, back to the son of the FGC. Shout out Sabbath, right? Like there was an interview. They did an interview with Lapchi, and apparently he's about 20 grand down, 25.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said
From
he
that
he's
was,
event.
always out of pocket.
but
Yeah,
He said he's never made any money out of a Canada Cup.
which
He
is
said he struggles to break even.
yeah, which is very commendable for that guy.
Definitely.
And people rag on him. I joke 8.95,
Yeah.
but
Like, yeah,
he's a pioneer of what's happening with the FGC and how it's going forward. It's what might need to happen. I'm not going to agree that it has to happen just yet or right now, but yeah, I don't know. He is a pioneer, and unfortunately, being a pioneer means there's change, and when there's
gonna
change,
make
people
big
like
risks
it.
and
from the
big
beginning.
changes.
And
Yeah.
the first person to do something will always get the brunt of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's
because
always
it's
gonna get the
like
haters first.
you just there's a saying where it's like fools learn from experience and the wise learn from history. So it's like somebody needs to be a fool right now so that the wise can learn from those mistakes.
Shouts to uni. Shouts to the guy in uni.
Yeah. Education,
Wanna do
kids, don't diss
I
it.
actually got that from an anime, by the way.
Oh,
Wow. Shouts to anime.
Japan life. Let's go.
Shout out to Japan, bro. Don't
The-
go
the-
to
the
uni.
thing is,
Just
right,
watch
it's like
Parasite.
With
Let's
with the whole making money or turning this FGC into esports sort of thing, it's like if business owners or people with large sums of money come into the FGC, the thing is there's going to be a lot of decisions they make that, let's just say, us fans or us players are not going to be happy with, and then they're just going to turn themselves into by the book antagonists, by the book villains.
Yeah.
And
Really
it's
suppressing people. Like, I think the main thing is that the FGC believe that there's no rules with what they do. We can do whatever we want. We can call people ninjas on stream, like whatever.
listen.
You have people like
The FGC is a running riot, believe it or not. They are the
Oh, yeah,
riots.
yeah, no, it's definitely green streets in the FGC, like constantly. But it's, I don't know, like I feel that a lot of people were scared that that's going to be cut out, and it probably would. If we got to the stage of like League of Legends and stuff, we would have to stop that.
Yeah.
Commentators, a lot of commentators would get chopped.
I would
Just
get
to say
chopped
that.
for one. I know I would.
You would probably get chopped.
I definitely would get chopped.
You would get chopped.
Drift,
yeah.
you wouldn't know. Mace would.
I know. See, the Jammers wouldn't get chopped.
Yeah.
But regular Jammers, like not Final Form Jammers, would definitely get chopped.
Oh, shout out to DBZ. Let's go.
Shout out to DBZ, yeah.
But no,
yeah,
UM
before he
Jammers.
goes 100%.
That's where Ultra David and James Chen came from. Really, that's what they've brought up with commentators: suits, ties, clean commentary, back to basics, explain everything. Ume Shoryu shout outs to Dago. And just explain everything that everyone's doing during the Evo period. And that was
This is
because
it.
we only had one stream for Evo. They had to explain
Yeah.
everything as the dumbed down version.
I commend them for it. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a really hard situation to be to because obviously they're part of the FGC. They know what a frame trap is,
Oh.
but having to break it down every time it happens must be really annoying for them. And obviously, the FGC as a whole get annoyed with it because it's like,
This is the
oh,
thing.
you're only doing this to cater for people that don't know about.
Stop
the FGC.
repeating yourself. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but
gotta happen.
You gotta. This is where commentary divides into two categories because Capcom are trying to establish their game to obviously appeal to the hardcore audience and keep them enticed with the game, as well as bringing in newcomers and guys who just couldn't give two rats' asses about the game, but they want to play it. So every time on the commentary, we have to repeat the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
And that in a way that makes us sound esports because there's not a certain, let's say there's not an FGC dictionary online just yet, but
Not yet.
we've
I'm
all
working
got
on it.
our own-
Long ass dictionary.
Yeah, we've all got
Yeah,
our
work
own
on it,
views on frame traps, frame data. So and if you're gonna say you're gonna do a tournament in front of a casual audience, like say your mum and dad. Let's just say we got everyone's mum and dad in the room, and they didn't know, they were all aliens to FGC. You have to break it down for them each time, but at the same time,
No,
like,
then we can get even more basic than that. Every time they turn on their PC and ask you for help.
this is it. At the same time, it shows people that there's a sense of professionalism. He must be sort of getting paid for that sort of thing. And
But they don't. Do you not think that's, with obviously like League of Legends and stuff, they don't really do that. They don't kind of go over basics. Like they'll throw the word out, but they won't like go into details. Because I've watched every now and again. I'll watch it. I'll give you a better example. Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
If you watch a pro Magic the Gathering, you will not know what's going on.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't even know where
played
to
the
start.
game. I play the game and I don't know what's going on.
See,
They're
that's-
doing things too quick, and the commentators aren't helping. They'll say, "Oh, trip card," and it's like they've abbreviated the name of the card, and they haven't told you what choice he done because to them it's obvious.
Yeah.
But to anyone who doesn't know why they did it, it's like, oh.
To counter that, Dota 2, the international, like the biggest Dota 2 competition in the world,
Yeah.
with what was it? A few million per player. Like they started doing this thing where, because it's Steam, they can just commentate whatever they want and stream whichever part they want. Like have different what's the word, channels of commentary, and they do a new friendly version, and they will explain everything, like 24/7 when every game.
That is a sick idea.
It is the best idea, because then you got the normal commentary, like you could have IFC Yipes and Gutex commentating like nobody's business on the side. And then you have the noob commentary with Ultra Dave and James Chen just going, here's a frame trap, this is what a frame trap is. Oh, he's done the footsie, here's what a footsie is.
That is actually a good idea. I don't know if like money if it's feasible for like every streamer to have 2 setups, but obviously that's esports.
They do that in Europe, but they do that for the whole languages sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, but if you had two sets of commentators with different styles, so it's like let's say me and Tyrant doing the whole professionalism sort of thing for Street Fighter 4, and then we have you and Strife on another channel. So you can break it down and kind of you can appeal with yours and Strife's commentary. You can kind of break it down and you can actually get the casual audience in a lot more than professionals can, sort of thing. Because it's like you can relate it to an inside joke, which is what I've told you before. What we did the other day, we were actually relating Guilty Gear to Beyonce's album. I don't know how we done that.
It's doable.
Listen, Drift, if you were there when we done that, it actually worked.
Oh, geez.
My mum was actually listening to us outside and she was laughing.
And Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh. But
it's like personally, I don't really think there's many people in America that do that, like commentary style, like kind of relate.
It's either
there is a few, but they don't. Like, I think when me and Strife are on the mic, it's literally everything. We relate to something that someone can get.
Yeah.
Like
it helps.
We'll say,
that helps,
his
definitely.
blocks, Tetris blocks, and that will be our joke because everyone knows what Tetris.
Because Tetris is a universal thing, so everyone has to get that.
It better be a universal thing.
Yeah, if you don't know Tetris, you shouldn't be on stream.
But then this is the thing where there's that line drawn, and then this is where the FGC will kind of, again, ostracize you two for not being professional, or commentary's lame. They're too hood. They're not talking about the game. They're talking about their lives, you know?
There will be
I've seen it happen.
There will be a pocket group in the FGC that won't like it. Like, I think with like Yipes, obviously 99% of the people like his commentary.
Yeah.
I myself think it's okay. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's as hype as other people. When it's him and Matrix, that's really hype. Like and that's because they do their inside joke stuff.
Yeah.
Like they'll talk about Naruto and stuff like that. They'll drop Naruto bars in there and like, oh, go check out this Superman episode where he says this, and then everyone goes and watches that, and then they'll get the joke. Like they'll do stuff like that. So
then
that's cool.
That's between the whole. That's because like the people who watch Yipes and Matrix now, the majority of them are FGC people. The majority of them are Marvel people. Yeah. It's like if you've got a casual audience on there and they wanted to sit down and learn how is Marvel professional, or how can it be esports as well, they would just say, "What is this? I'm turning it off."
Yeah, that would literally be the worst commentary duo for people trying to get into Marvel.
It depends on the commentators' personalities and obviously how they kind of portray themselves on a stream.
And the chemistry between commentators as well.
Which the chemistry of commentators is, believe it or not, is the hardest thing.
Yes.
It is hard. There's not enough good duos.
There's
really good commentators,
but there's no duos.
Like, there needs to be someone who can commentate with Seth Killian. They need to find that person.
Yes, legit.
And
definitely,
there's been people that are close. I think Bay Rudy
he's been close.
Pretty much the closest. I think he came the closest. Ultra Dave's good, but I think they're too similar.
Yeah.
Bay Rudy was like kind of the yin to his yang.
Yeah.
He was really close, but Seth Killian needs to
find his James Chen.
And this is the thing, right? Unless you find your yin and yang, it's like that's a little bit of a dent in the whole we can't be esports or professional just yet.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you talk about fighting games or any other kind of game genre being esports, the game you're automatically comparing it to or making comparison to is, believe it or not, is League of Legends or Dota, because they are already on that pedestal already.
Yes.
They already have their podium. They've got their own stadium.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask Drift, why do you think they're there? Why do you think League and StarCraft, all of that. Like, I don't know, because I haven't been in that scene long. Did they instantly get there, or
No,
did they
well,
have to like?
League came about because Dota 2 was taking a bit longer to develop and come out, is what I understand it to be. And what the original Dota was a mod of a Warcraft game, of the original Warcraft 3 game.
Yep.
And it was just, 5v5, have fun on the map, do your thing. And that came around with StarCraft original, and Korea just somehow decided to put money on it, or money in it. And then that brought about sponsors, which brought about more money, which brought about televised TV programs of the competitions. Like went to Korea once, sat in a hotel room late at night, turned on a normal terrestrial TV channel, StarCraft's on, just chatting away, playing games.
That is.
That's when you
That's the
know
future.
that's
when you made it.
That was the future. I don't want to say it is now, because of like TV is a dying breed. Like, obviously we all watch TV, but we now stream more stuff and watch more Netflix than.
It's a dying media.
Yeah, it's a dying media.
TV.
Dying media, and if you don't introduce new things to it, which brings back to Drift's point at the very start, people are afraid of change.
Yes,
if you do that and they're not used to it, it's actually going to be swept under the rug, or it's going to be thrown down that well very quickly.
I think it's going to be, well, let's say that the FGC was getting to that point where it was going to be on television. Yes. I think it's going to be harder for people to get into fighting games when they have to basically find it themselves. Whereas on TV, you're just flicking through, it's thrown at you. Where if you've just got the internet, where it's so broad, no one's going to think, oh, fighting games.
This is where Justin TV came about, though. Justin TV / Twitch came about, and it's now the online version of normal TV. You go on, find the game you like, or something you're interested in. Someone's bound to be streaming it. If not, you can do it yourself. It's free to do. And away you go. People will get interested. You become internet famous. You might have tits, you might not, but you've got a personality, and people start watching you. And then you get sponsored. People, Razer throw money at you. Monster, Asus UK, like not even UK, just Asus in general, like PC bakers. They start throwing stuff at you.
They're all there.
To basically make you sponsor them, or give them shout outs so they've got screen time. And that's where what esports
everybody loves a bit of screen time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, who doesn't? Like, everyone wants to be popular to a degree.
Anybody wants this, and they try to deny that fact, I'll actually find out where you live.
Like,
and it'll shoot you.
Everybody wants screen time.
Like, I try and be a private person, but there's always a part of human nature where you want to be somewhat known and famous.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason why people stream, why people commentate. Like, people like yourself, Jammerz, you commentate, you stream, you've got YouTube, you're out there, you're showing your face, you do what you do. And you want to be recognized for it. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it?
There's two reasons, but I do see where you're coming from.
I think deep down, everyone thinks that some people don't act upon it as actively as others, and some people are complete opposites, and they'll basically trip up everyone in their way.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
even
like,
when they don't deserve it. But
it's mostly it's like then people need to see somebody else be part of this whole esports professionalism scene so they can judge. For one, because humans are very quick to judge. Then, therefore, that will just be leading to, why is he doing it? Why can't I do it? I can do it way better than he can. But the thing is, you're not showing up to these events, or you're not being involved in the sort of thing. So if you want to be part of it, you've got to do something about it.
Yeah. But to your original question of why I think Dota and League of Legends is more esports, or is already on that pedestal, is because it is a more not even a more accessible game. It's a more accessible venue or feature for sponsorship. There are more things that you can put in, so companies can actually create products to put them in, have their name branded across everything you see, and say they play this game because of what we do using our products here. Buy this stuff, blah blah blah.
Because Mace, it's like when they're playing League. And when companies want to just throw out products, like Drift was saying, it's like there's a mouse, there's a keyboard, there's a monitor, there's a tower. With FGC, there's an arcade stick, there's a so-called,
Afterglow.
Yeah,
Afterglow, Mad Cat, Razer, Hori.
Buttons.
That's it.
Maybe a pedal too. It's like there's more to invest in and make a profit out of in League of Legends and Dota and other PC games than there is for fighting games. Because we're still, quote unquote, poverty.
Yeah.
But shout out to Steamco. Shout out to Steam Code.
Steam
Yes,
Code,
they're
yeah,
moving
no.
up. They are getting.
They're moving up. Obviously, they're signing more people, and they've obviously.
See?
I wouldn't say they've found a niche, but they've found another market where obviously, yeah, games are stressful.
And
people smoke.
this is
Let's
it.
get 'em-
And here's
get 'em
another
E6.
thing, right?
Makes
Esports
sense.
or FGC becoming esports now, it will kind of because FGC has already broken the barrier of racism. There is no racism when you're playing fighting games, but then to a more casual audience, it will be the fact of there's
There's
a
so
certain
many
type
few
of,
white
there's a
guys
certain type of
compared to
place that
everyone
only plays the game. So then they'll kind of just be kind of categorized and segregated between, you know, different regions. So it's like, why is it in, let's say, in America only, or the majority of fighting game players are black? Why is it in Europe?
But don't people already say that about like NBA and stuff?
They can. Not they can. They probably do already. But it's like it just brings that point into FGC as well.
Well, actually, going on that point, there was two things. There was you know, when we was talking about the sponsorships.
Yeah.
What do you think about what was it? I can't remember the story exactly, but it was something around Pornhub, and obviously.
Oh,
Pornhub, Li Joe.
they wanted to.
Li Joe was going to get sponsored by Brazzers, not
Yeah.
Pornhub.
Was it
Brazzers.
Brazzers or the other one?
No, it was Brazzers.
No,
The original was Brazzers and Li Joe, and that fell through for whatever reason that was not disclosed to anyone apart from Li Joe, and unless he's suddenly told everyone. I still don't know about
I
that.
missed it.
No, I don't know.
missed that one.
Oh no, the other one was YouPorn. That was it. They wanted to.
YouPorn and
That's-
Gutex.
yeah.
Well, Gutex asked YouPorn.
Oh, was it Gutex?
Well,
Okay,
Gutex asked about it, and everyone just went on a rant like, "Oh, we don't want this." I was like, on the name of YouPorn of a porn website being sponsoring a player, it is just a name. I can understand why people hate it, but at the same time,
It's a type of branding. It's business.
it's business. Yeah, at the end of the day, it is business.
That is literally the gold mine for the FGC. Like, if you can advertise, if YouPorn advertised games, do you know how much the FGC would blow up?
And the thing is, exactly because FGC video games in general predominantly male.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
YouPorn,
the demographic
somebody
matches.
in YouPorn or Brazzers or somewhere, they had a brain and said, "Let's try."
Let's do it.
That's like the first time someone thought of doing a cheeseburger. Like, they
Somebody had
work.
to sell.
It's also the same reason why VHS won over 8-track, because porn went on VHS. Same with Blu-ray versus HD DVD. Porn went on Blu-ray, hence why HD DVD is now dead.
See,
Porn
when you
pushes
mention
the
word-
media.
Exactly. When you mention the word porn, there's a lot of money involved. So
So porn is OP, basically.
Porn is OP. They are
Porn is
the
one of the
twins.
epitomes of
They
money.
dive kick through everything.
literally, and you can't block that. Porn is the
Me-
epitome of money.
Porn is meatless EXR's modes.
Yeah,
They-
It's literally, you can't do nothing about it.
Can't
Like,
stop
you just have to
porn
eat
is
it. No
behind
pun
you, you win.
intended.
And it's on the world's biggest encyclopedia, which is the internet, and everyone is on it every day.
Like I missed this train. I got like the back end of it. So I heard like people saying, "Oh, I don't want YP as my sponsor," and I was like, "YP? We talking about?" And then I found out it was like it was YouPorn. I was like, "Okay, maybe you're not into porn." Like, I mean, everyone must have delved it. Let's be grown up here. Everyone knows about it. Like, everyone's typed it in.
Oh, no, listen, I tell this fact every day. There's not one person on this planet in this day and age has not watched porn. If you say that, there's something wrong with you.
Okay,
Or you're
no,
five.
definitely. or you're five and you don't know how to work a computer.
Yeah,
Fair
Seriously.
or even then.
But like to make you think that that's going to tarnish your reputation is pretty silly. When there's a lot worse things that are being advertised, like on NASCAR, like you could say that cigarettes, like advertising cigarettes, is worse than advertising porn.
Because cigarettes kill.
Exactly.
Porn doesn't. It probably mentally kills you, but I don't know.
Well, porn.
But hey, listen, there's some people who get.
I don't know, bro. I don't know how deep you get into you porn, bro. Like,
Hey, listen,
Yeah, well, that's for off. That's for off.
that's off
Podcast.
podcast. Like, I know.
Yes.
I don't know what the logo is and nothing like that. I just know it exists.
Yeah.
I know it's out there. Like I'll go on other stuff. But anyway,
Well, we're moving on now. Let's move on.
moving on. So yeah, and moving on from that, I was gonna say, do you think the FGC is where it is because there's not enough girl gamers? Because obviously you get quote unquote pretty girls playing like League of Legends and stuff, and they obviously get following instantly. Mate, I've seen in my feed like girl gamers playing COD, right? And I don't know if they're good. I can't tell because I don't play the game. but I see how many subscribers they've got, and I'm like, they're not that good.
See,
They're definitely not that good.
me and Mark from Hog and other people were talking about the whole girl gamer thing. We can say that for another time. But it's like they can get a huge following if they play fighting games. But the thing is, they want to come into the whole scene playing the games, and a lot of men they turn into, let's just say, savage wolves. And
Sex sells. Let's just throw it out there right now, because
yeah,
it
there
does.
you go.
But then
Again, same with
why
Paul.
do girls get driven away? I
Intimidation.
personally don't.
Intimidation.
But why do you think?
But why they get why they get pushed away? Because the FGC, in general, are very sexist. And I'm going to throw it out there because they are. Generally, the FGC is quite sexist. You see a girl, and like Jammerz said, they turn into rabid wolves, and you start people start saying stuff that not a lot of people like to hear, girls or guys. Now, I don't want to be sexist towards girls. I don't want to be sexist towards anyone. I just want to like play the game, be happy. But people will start saying stuff like, "Oh, why don't you ride my stick?"
Yeah, and it's well, that's just listen. Keep your innuendos to yourself. God damn.
Someone had to throw it out there. Come on.
You said it, and I just thought of Mario Stick.
Oh, you had to bring him up, didn't you?
I had to. Well, he's got that chun stick, and it doesn't. Yeah, but let's put that away.
But
Put that stick away.
it's like if Go Gamers kind of came into the scene and they kind of got welcomed with open arms, then I'd say let them have their sort of separate division in the whole esports sort of thing.
That's
If
the
they
thing.
want
We
to
need division. There should not be a division on sex based on sex.
See, I was about to say, don't you think that's a bit racist? Racist?
No.
Sexist, Jammerz.
that's me personally. I'm not saying like I'm a complete sexist. I'm just like to kind of avoid a lot of controversies and a lot of like personal matters.
Right.
We've seen a lot of personal matters in the FGC already due to guys and girls doing some sort of things. But
So you're saying to obviously divide it so there's no beef, basically.
yeah, it's a sort of
And
sort of
apartheid.
like a barrier, a sugarcoat.
See, that's the thing. I don't agree with that. Like, I agree with physical sports where there should be a divide based on sex. Like, you're not going to put a guy versus a girl in a rugby match.
Yeah,
It's not fair.
But esports, FGC, video games in general, there
should
is
go
no
with
need to
everyone.
divide because we're all on even ground. All right, you might have some sort of physical disability, but that's a physical disability. That's not based on your gender. You
Shout out
don't
to
need to.
Brody Legs.
You don't need to split. Yeah, shout out to Brody Legs. He's an amazing player.
yeah, definitely.
Amazing, fully.
All right.
See, I can sort of see where both of you come from, because obviously in sports in general, there's obviously like a divide. Like, I don't even think in something like darts, you have cross-gender. Like, it's literally male darts, female darts, I believe. I'm not too sure.
No, I'm not sure.
And
No.
obviously, that doesn't, you being a girl or boy, doesn't mean you're going to throw the dart harder. Like, it's all about accuracy. So, your physical stature doesn't really come into account. But
Yeah,
and then obviously what Drift's saying is like, well, there shouldn't be a divide anyway. Like,
it should just be everyone should be in the same pit.
yeah, but I can see both points. I personally think it's weird because I don't really know anyone who's like full on sexist. Like, I've heard people troll online saying, "Oh, that's not a girl, it's a dude. They're playing Street Fighter too well." I've heard like the stupid online trolls.
I think
Yeah.
I think I need to tell you more stories about Garbage Man than Mace.
I don't know. Can you say that on podcast? Are they them kind of stories? Are
Do-
they PG?
Are they PG?
Barney?
Do you want to put people on blast? That's the two
It's-
questions you need to
it's
answer now.
like,
A Ladybird story, or is it like 50 Shades?
no, I remember there was one time where he fought a girl at Tekken, but she had over like 3,000 wins. So this woman was a legit Tekken player.
Right.
But she beat the stuff out of him so bad that he actually just went full on sexist on Xbox Live and said girls should not be playing video games. End of story.
Right, well, did he say that out of salt? Because I can understand, like, saltiness makes people say dumb things, definitely. Like, and it's not an excuse, but it just comes with the FGC.
Okay.
It definitely just.
Did he
comes
do
with
it
the
out of salt? And did he apologize after?
He didn't apologize. He
There we go.
done that of pure spite, and I'd say it kind of lingered on because he's had a bad history with FGC and being beaten the stuffing out of, because a lot of women have actually been in the fighting games, and these women happen to be very good at their respective fighting games. But
So is he not choosing his other opponents correctly, or is he just going, "Oh, she's a girl, she's easy"? That's another question.
Listen, I don't know, but it's like
Psychoanalysis.
my point against Driss is like I'm just saying it to sort of like protect them
Keep the
from
peace.
a lot of
Well,
keep the
there's
sort of
protecting,
thing, but
there's
it's like
protecting the other side.
I think Jammerz is seeing is like you're putting in like a deer to like
A
cage
bunch
full
of
wolves.
cheaters and like lions.
Yeah, lions and stuff.
It's like because I've seen it at Mace. I've seen it happen at Hog. I've done an experiment once, and that did not go well.
wow,
Damn.
man said pinky in the brain, man. Man
Literally,
running
I've seen
experiment.
it, and it's like obviously I'm all down for girls playing video games. I'm down for them with my ass to fighting games. Don't get me wrong. I'd be vexed, and especially if it was a whole professionalism sort of thing, I'd actually probably get vexed on stage. But it doesn't stop the fact that they should be allowed to be into the whole professional thing because we're all equal humans here. So
See, I personally think it would be better because I've
It-
noticed
people would get more money out of it if both men and women were playing these games. A lot of more business would be out of it.
even more important than that, even more important than the money thing. When girls seem to come to events, the BO level seems to drop.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. No. Yeah. Friday. Yeah. No. Legit.
The Bobby Orange level is gone. As soon as a girl enters, that is gone.
All you
I'm
smell
like,
is links. That's what you can smell.
Yeah, bruv, like, I don't know, obviously Drift doesn't know. I don't know if I told you, Jammerz, when I was trying to do, like, the MIP designs for, like, the stick bags and stuff,
Yeah.
I was speaking to Mark, and I was like, dude, if I'm doing a stick bag, I'm definitely putting a compartment in there for deodorant, because people come here, and they smell.
And they
like,
smell.
If you pay DDR, you know what, fair enough. Like, you can smell. You deserve to smell.
Yeah. You sweat that game. That game makes you sweat. That's
Yeah,
But it's
put
like-
it-
life.
If you
But if you're
roll in,
sitting there-
roll in there without spraying or cleaning up before, then we've got an issue.
Yeah.
No, I said, Mark, you should charge them more. Like, you should definitely charge smelly people more to come into your establishment.
But then
I would personally.
that brings us back to the whole point, or it just brings us back to the point of being part of professionalism because it's looking presentable or being presentable, and part of that is spraying yourself or smelling nice.
Yeah, no, that is
Or
very
having
true.
a shower, being hygienic.
That's a core fundamental. And
That's
I think
101.
is-
That's fundamentals.
that is one of the stigmas that they get. Obviously, I think it starts from like comic book nerds and
Yeah,
like, Comic Con stuff.
The
then it
old
goes to
80s
FGC.
geeks and nerds.
Yeah, and I believe like that is well, besides rap and hip hop, comic book side of stuff like nerds is the closest thing to the FGC. I feel like we're a breed. We're the love child of hip hop and rap and comics and nerds.
Yes.
And we smell bad.
Yeah, and we've adopted. We've basically
We've got the
bad
worst of the
sides
comic
both.
books.
We've got bad sides from both.
Yeah.
I feel like you
Yeah.
see people get overly salty. There's obviously been fights over games, and it's like I don't know. Like me personally, when someone gets hit over a fighting game, I always think, did they deserve it? Sometimes I think they did deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Very rarely, but sometimes people
the rare
math
occasion, yeah.
gets them in trouble. Yeah, if there's difference of like you getting hit because of what Cammy does, and you getting hit because of what you said to
Yeah.
someone.
It's that's personal. It brings us
Yeah.
back to the whole: if you're gonna play fighting games, you have to have that sarcasm value. You have to.
Yes.
And I like
You
not being
have to
sexist,
have
I don't
both.
think girls take that well. I don't think they
Well, it just because it's by
as a
nature.
majority.
It's it's the rules by nature here. They get easily offended than we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, there's definitely girls that give as good as they like give. Like,
Yeah,
shout out to them.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think even if they could, I think guys won't accept it. So if a guy was trash talking a girl and he was losing, the guys would sort of like step in. So it is like the caveman and guys come out when the girls come around.
And
Yes.
it'll make the FGC look bad, which kind of gives us another drawback. We'll have to take 2 sets back of becoming esports.
Yes.
This is all under the whole representation and being presentable part of can FGC go esports sort of thing. So
But to Jammer's point of splitting male and females out to different divisions, would it not be better to try and get rid of that stigma where the male is a caveman and try and be not even presentable, but just be a gentleman and not.
and said, "Can we stop being He-Man?"
Yeah, can we stop being He-Man? Can we stop going fucking yeah?
No more Freddie Flintstones. Just be
Yeah,
normal.
not clubbing girls over the head and dragging them back to their caves.
Yep. That's gonna be the new money match, bro. I'm gonna money match you for your girl. Take her back. But yeah, nah.
Now, I feel that's already been done somewhere.
Probably. Jeez.
I haven't,
come
I
on,
haven't been in the FGC long enough, but I feel that's already been done somewhere.
Mate, I wouldn't want to be in the FGC if that was going on. If they were the type of money matches that were going on,
Goodbye.
I'd rather take a beating. I'd rather someone actually took me, ran like the back of the alley and punched me up.
Literally, it all again it falls under the whole stereotypes and how other genres communities look at us. Because I know Call of Duty, their community is unforgiving, but
Very.
I'd say the FGC is a lot less forgiving than they are. But
Do you think it's a kind of a race thing where obviously everyone knows like FPSs, Call of Duty and stuff. They're kind of like you imagine like a 10-year-old kid in his room who's got his mum calling him for dinner and like he's obviously giving you a boost like, oh, I'm gonna come burn your cat and then shove it in your ass and all that sort of stupidness. But when it comes to like FGC, it's kind of real like gangster stuff. Like
it's gangster, but it's not really. It's not 100% gangster, but they are less forgiving because
Again, we're the love child, the bad love child of
Yeah.
rap and hip hop and comic books.
But it's
So,
like
yeah.
because the Call of Duty scene, and I'm not sure about League or Dota, they sort of have this this clout about them, this influence or power. They feel superior than us
Yes. Yes.
because they have the big bucks behind them. They have the money in the bank. We don't.
shout out to them.
No.
Can't argue with it.
Yeah,
But
no, that's
I
true.
said the same on the other podcast about Smash. I was like, yo, when Smash before like Smash 4, when it was just melee and brawl, everyone slated that game.
Yeah.
Like everyone. And now they're there, now they're laughing, now they've got like Nintendo backing them, they're getting like money, obviously not Capcom money, like for tournaments, but they're getting recognized.
They've got financial backings now.
Yeah, and they're getting on streams, they're getting on mainstream, not the side pocket ones.
Yeah.
Shouts to like, I don't know,
Apex.
Funky P and stuff.
I mean, isn't Apex like dedicated to Smash?
Yeah.
Yeah, Apex was just Smash.
There you go.
So everything, but by Apex, you're seeing Smash
On the side.
as a regular thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that was mainly because of the console. I think the console held it back a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Wii was sucked.
Yeah. So because they had Tatsunoko versus Capcom, that's a wicked game. But go to an event, there's never really going to be a Wii there.
There's that one console playing it, and then there's Mon playing it. That's it.
Pretty much, and they'll probably have Mario Kart in it.
Yeah.
If anything. Shout out to Mario Party is the sickest game.
Mario
They
Party
play-
destroys
That
friendships.
game
We're not even
is
going there.
unforgiving. That game, there
Bro.
need to be a division. People need
Oh,
to
what for Mario Party?
people need to get divided.
The Mario
That-
Party needs separate rooms to play.
Oh my!
Like otherwise,
That's a
people will
net play.
die. That game
That's
is
a net play
serious.
only.
Nah, net play will just cause people to actually break their TVs. It's like if you're gonna do it offline, separate rooms, put them in
I like
solitary
it, right?
confinement, please.
Yeah.
See, I like stuff like that, and I think the FGC as a whole likes salt, and you don't really.
It adds
get
to
that.
the drama. It's their own personal soap opera in front of them. They don't have to go to the TV and watch EastEnders, Coronation Street, or whatever.
That's why I don't watch EastEnders. I don't need to watch EastEnders because of
Exactly.
this
You're in the FGC. You don't need to.
Exactly.
It's real life. Real life Phil Mitchells will come to you,
shit.
and they will find you, and they will kill you if you mess about them. Like, so do you think that's why esports is like reluctant to like kind of absorb the FGC is because of like the girls, the racism, the gangsterness, like.
There's many factors, but there's one thing I remember Gutek said a long time ago about FCC players. We're all very good at the game, but we are very bad at presenting ourselves,
Yes.
verbally and appearance-wise. And
It's gotten a lot better.
it's
Since those days.
definitely getting better. And the thing is, when you involve sponsors, that will kind of automatically make you think.
Automatically,
It
yeah.
will automatically make you do it. So, because the thing is, I've seen some people over the years I've been watching like fighting games and stuff. Listen, they literally went from rags to riches, bar
Yeah.
them.
Instantly.
And it's pretty much told them to fix up their act. And the thing is, it will, girls will be part of that, or women will be part of that as well. But
Please.
there's still, I don't know precisely what it is. There's still something holding the FCC back for them to
So-
be getting in the front porch of esports' garden. So
I'll say like what I said earlier, and I'll throw out drifts.
Yeah.
Do you think sponsorships would just solve all this problem?
No, not by itself. Because it's
I
not.
feel the sponsorship would bring the
It helps.
the quality, the appearance.
makes
the
people get too
presenting.
egotistical.
Girls, even if they're pro hoes, they'll come for the money, and that will lower the BO level, and then everyone's happy.
Yeah, the sponsorship
I think
helps,
sponsorship-
but it's not the be all end all of that's what's going to make FGC esports. Like money definitely helps, but
that would be another part of the puzzle.
yeah, it's just yeah, like Jammerz said, it's another part of the puzzle. Sponsorship
thing-
only gets you so far.
Yeah, sponsorships will make you, like I said, they'll just make you egotistical. We'll get bigger heads. They'll actually make people look like, what's the word? A bunch of pricks. Just,
That was the word you're looking for.
no, not pricks. Not pricks, prigs. Prig. People that feel superior to others.
Oh,
That
We're
happens.
throwing out the dictionary now, Jesus.
Look.
Wait. Is that uni or anime?
No. Oh, that's I believe that's uni. Don't worry.
Okay, uni.
Shout out to the
Uni
education.
Listen,
Shout out to
it's
education.
literally look it up, and it's like it's on the lines of somebody feeling superior to others, a moralistic sort of person, sort of thing. And it's like
I like that.
that will just bring me back to the point of the division, and then it will just kind of reroute our point back to this point where saying there should be no division, but we'll just be part of this circle of life again, won't we?
Yeah, this is a cycle of life. There's arguments for and against both sides.
Right, there you go. Okay, the word means a self-righteously moralistic person who behaves as if they're superior to others. We'll have a lot of those.
Can I be C4 prig from now on then?
Yeah, go for it.
You've been doing that before I knew the word.
I've been doing that.
You have been doing that before I knew the word.
But I do it with
All right,
class.
but I've got a question for you guys now. With sponsorship and appearance, do you think all sponsored players actually sponsored, not just like a bunch of people, a group of friends playing Street Fighter or whatever game it is, should they have the same attire? Should they have a outfit? No, what's the
Now-
word? A uniform. That's the one. Thank
Now
you.
that brings us to the point of why did you have a school uniform? So everybody could be on the same level, so there was no hierarchy in the school. Everybody could be on the same terms. Now I have to agree with that and say yes.
Mace?
I don't know.
It's so no one, unless you are the leader, it's so nobody feels as if they are the bigger person in that group. You cannot divide them by skill or appearance.
You know what it reminds me of, right? So, this is how I see it. You know, if let's say basketball, for example, you get shirts and skins. Obviously, the shirts, they're still a team, but they're individuals.
That's individuals off.
And same with the skins, like they're all not
But
got top on.
you group
but
them
they're
as
colours.
skins or shirts. That's the thing.
Yeah,
That's still
but
their
they-
outfit.
But me and Jammerz could be on the same shirts team, but have different coloured shirts.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I see what you're saying. Obviously, like a uniform would make it look a lot more professional. Like,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Like when you see obviously like EG with the jerseys with
Yeah,
the names
yeah.
on the back, that's all cool. That looks legit. But I feel that the FGC isn't like that.
It's because
Should
again,
it be?
goes back to the roots. It was just you and your mates just sitting in probably your boxers or flipping Ed Hardy tops and whatever, playing fighting games. You never dreamed of you guys sitting in there playing with suits.
I think the biggest thing with like going with what Drift says, like should they? I think no, because I think fighting games is one of the fewest.
Well, it's not team sport.
practice.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, basically that's what I was gonna say. It's not a team sport because, well, for people that don't know, I used to like dance. I used to like break and pop and stuff, and I used to compete. And they come
We're gonna
to a
get you
point
do it on stream soon.
on stream. Yeah, one day I'll start finger tying and stuff. But the thing is, with that, it comes to a point where your skill level does not matter anymore.
Yeah.
It's about who you know, if you know the judge, if you've been judged at something else, blah blah blah, and what team you're in. And even if you're on your own, your team still labels the perception of the judges on your skill. So if I was in a good crew, I'd automatically be like, oh, this guy's going to be good before they've even seen me do anything. If I was in a whack crew or a crew that they haven't heard of, they'll be like, okay, let's see what this guy's got without any expectation.
Yeah.
So that's why I started to like move away from that and go into games where in a fighting game, it doesn't matter who you know, where you go, where you live, anything like that. It's about how good you are at the game.
Oh.
So for me, the individuality of the game, or like me getting somewhere off my own back, means more than kind of like the uniform stuff. So I lean a little bit more to being individual, but for example, I would like it if everyone had the same logo on the top. Doesn't matter what color it is, if they had the same logo or the team initials on it.
Hence mash on pad.
Hence mash and pad. That's why with the mash and pad thing, I made different types of tops with different colors, but it all have the mash and pad logo on it.
Fair
Yep.
enough.
Just like, so I'm basically sitting on the fence. I'm being a jerk and sitting on the fence and saying I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. No. Okay.
In a jug, it's having your own thing. It's like
Yeah.
there's a division or divide. Yes or no.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be difficult,
You're
but yeah, I like the
true,
aspect
yeah.
of individuality. I like having the pressure only on yourself. That's why I don't really like kind of LOL and all that sort of stuff, because I personally don't like feeling I lost because of someone else. That would make me the most saltiest.
Yeah, that's true. So I've been there. I've done that. I've done that for so long. Like,
I could not do
no,
it.
it's not worth it.
So me getting salted myself is bad, but I know it would be better than me getting salted at someone else.
Yeah.
Like, I like my own salt. Like, it makes me want to get better.
Yeah, you hold that L, you want to get better.
Yeah. Like, and I don't think a lot of people do it, and I don't think a lot of people understand it. So it's like a vicious circle where the players get salty, act bad, and then the people outside see that and think, oh, I don't want to be part of this.
Because
These guys aren't looking like they're having fun. What am I going to start playing fighting games for?
Because we're too quick to judge.
Yes, we
But
are.
because you have to remember, FGC players, well, players in general, they're very fervent, passionate about what they want to do. So, and that will show on your face. You actually pull 30 different facial expressions. I promise you that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You can't hide it. It's weird how emotional you can get over like such a standard thing. I'm not going to say like fighting games are simple, but the premise is that you block attacks and you deal damage. But the frustration that you get from that game, like, to me is like insane. Where if you've got a game like COD, it's like if you're good enough, you just start headshotting people. They don't have a chance.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, he saw me first, I'm dead, and he knew the map better than me. That sort of stuff. Where in fighting games, people can crack and you can see it visually and in game.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, to me, that's what makes fighting games more appealing than any other game.
Trust.
Like, I like other games. I like platforms. I love puzzle games because to me, when I play fighting games, I basically want to outsmart my opponent. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
And I want to break them down. That's why I like Guilty Gear so much. When I know you're going to burst and I can prove that by punishing you for bursting, that gets me hard. That's my U-porn. That is literally my U-porn.
Damn.
So,
Real talk.
and I know a lot of people play fighting games for different reasons. I might as well ask you to. Like, Drift, why do you think you play fighting games?
I don't know.
Wow, lost in limbo, yeah?
Yeah, legit. Like, I got bought Vanilla back when Vanilla came out. I've even got that special edition with the Ryu and Chun background thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day from my now ex, and like, I've still got that, but I've sold the game ages ago. And since then, I've just started playing it, and it's back to when we were talking about location. Like Street Fighter 4 brought back the old feeling for a lot of people, and new people could get into it because it was simple. Well, it might have been simplified.
It's a new game with familiar characters.
Yeah, familiar characters. I didn't play Street Fighter 2 back in the day because I never had a console. Like I never had the SNES to play Street Fighter 2.
Wow.
Yeah, poverty. That's poverty.
Wow.
Like, you had to be kind of well off to get SNES back in the day. Let's be serious.
Yeah,
Cartridges were like £80 at some point. Like,
it wasn't real.
It wasn't real life. It wasn't my life. I never had one.
Yeah, same.
My uncle had a chip one. So you had like the thing that went on top of the SNES, and then you put the floppy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I come from them ends.
Yeah, same. Join.
That's my family. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I didn't even have a SNES. I didn't play Street Fighter 2, but I got Vanilla, and I played it as a casual game. And all right, that's cool. It's fun. And then Twitch TV, Justin TV, came along, showed me the real world. Well, I say the real world of the FGC.
The rest of the world.
Yeah.
The rest of the world of fighting games. Marvel, yipes. Marvel 2, definitely for one.
Shout out to that.
Like that all came about.
That's another thing. Esports or the FGC being esports, it can give a lot more players exposure, and it will just show you what the rest of the world has to offer, bar your respective continent or country.
Yeah.
So Drift, would you say that fighting games got you into the FGC, or the FGC got you into like fighting games?
Chicken and egg question. Vanilla got me playing Street Fighter 4, but Twitch and Justin TV got me into FGC.
So you're saying it's a answer out of the box. So it's social media that got you into it.
Yeah,
So you got the game, but the FGC kept you playing.
kept me playing, made me go serious, and made me look at the game in a whole different light of frame data, move sets, matchups. Not just here's Ken, I mash uppercut. Here's Sagat, here's Tiger shots.
Simple times, man. Jesus.
Yeah, Vanilla Sagat, let's go.
Yeah, man. The stress levels were a lot lower back then. A lot lower.
Nobody knew but Daigo.
Nah. So, Jammerz, what about you? Would you say you got into the fighting games and then stuck with the scene, or the scene made you keep playing fighting games?
I'd say, well, for me, if I have to put a long story short, it was since I made that move or that transition from shooters to fighters, thanks to Cross Tekken. But then it was the more I played Cross Tekken, it was the thought process behind how people play fighting games and mind games in general. So
See,
it's
I
just
moved from
like,
shooters to fighters as well, but I was in limbo while shooters went to fighters
but
because Call of
it's
Duty,
like
Street Fighter. Well,
it's
sorry,
what
not
got
Street
me
Fighter.
into fighting games was it was just like the thought process, how you're gonna overcome your opponent and how good it feels when you've done it. All that work you put into playing fighting games and practicing, how good it feels when you actually do that in a match and probably in front of a bunch of people. And it's just a good feeling. It's better than Call of Duty, to be honest. But I'd say what kept me involved, I'd say it's probably the scene that kept me involved. I'd still play fighting games, but then as a competitive sort of thing and commentating, I'd say it's the scene that kept me involved.
Yeah, I'll agree. Like, there's something to be said for like the FGC, even though a lot of them are arseholes, punks, whatever.
Yeah.
They do no good for themselves or us. There's a couple of people in it that just make you want to get better or want to keep playing because it's fun. And I think, for the most part, fighting games are stressful. I think I frown a lot more when I'm playing fighting games than have fun. There's definitely, like, I have fun when I'm showing off. When I'm in the lab on my own, I'm frustrated half the time because something's not working or I can't consistently get something. So it's weird how something like that can be so addictive. I mean, maybe it's like smoking then. It's bad for you. Marvel is the prime example. Marvel is really bad for your health.
Oh yes.
Marvel is horrendous for your health.
Touching deaths everywhere.
It's like, why are you practicing so hard to get lightning loops? You get to block 3 times the whole game. And it's not even like it's a rarity. It's like if you play a zero team, you might only get 3 blocks.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what combos you can do or what 6 synergy you've got. If you can't block 3 times,
you're dead.
What? Yeah, you could spend 10 hours in training mode, but you can't learn to block someone's mix-up. Well, a zero's mix-up that you've never played before. You can block generic mix-ups, but if someone's bringing just like, that's the thing with fighting games, because obviously you're playing the player. So yeah, you can practice against zeros, but you might play a zero that does something completely different.
Yeah.
Who doesn't use busters? Then what are you gonna do? You won't know.
Or lightning loops, which will never happen.
With that, yeah. If you're not doing lightning loops zero, you're not playing zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, in that game, that's just one thing. Or Spencer, for example, like you can play a million Spencers, but they'll all know the touch of death combo. They'll all know it. So yeah, I think Marvel and fighting games in general are pretty stressful games, bad for your health. But there's something that keeps people playing.
Yeah.
And it's normally the FGC. I think it is kind of.
It is a community. The community
yeah.
and the drama keeps us there.
And now they've been given more of an incentive to play because now Capcom are just splurging money.
Oh yeah, they're throwing money.
Everyone played Street Fighter 4.
That's only throwing money, not Capcom. Is it?
Well, it's okay. It's like it sends, obviously to us, it sends the message of we're going esports and we want everyone to play Street Fighter 4. Like, you know, primarily mandatory. Like I said off the Skype thing, Mace. It's mandatory.
Yeah.
But in another way, it could say, hey guys, maybe if you get into fighting games casually, competitively, maybe you could be the next guy winning Capcom Pro Tour, which that is highly unlikely, but it gives people, let's say, a new shed of hope.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think there's lots of fighting game players that have moved to Dota and League of Legends.
Oh yeah,
because there's money involved.
Fnatic.
Good at it.
I know too many
Shouts
people
to
that said
Shouts to Mark.
Yeah. Well, Team Man died quite a while ago.
They died, but they made that move.
Oh yeah.
Shouts to KKD as well. They made that move because it's like, right, we've put in work for fighting games and we're getting peanuts.
Yeah.
And
that's
now
it.
I want to play something that gets good. Like, I see it as, I don't want to say treachery, but it is kind of like they've like thrown away, like they've got kind of pushed us aside because they want to get money. Now they ain't got any money. They're kind of like nowhere. Really.
They're floating about in Malaysia or somewhere.
Money is the result. Money is the result.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that we don't get that much money, and the people that obviously are still in the FGC aren't here for the money.
Oh no, we're not. We're not in it for the money. If we were, we'd be, like you said, we'd be playing esports.
Yeah.
Seriously, if
the money is
you're playing
the
for
end product
money, I
of what
wouldn't
we
be in
want.
this Skype right now.
But you got 2 sponsors. Well, a sponsor and a half. I don't sponsor you. I don't give you no money. I'll give you a top, but I'm not giving you money. And if you win a tournament, we're splitting that.
Oh, hey, listen,
We're definitely
do
splitting.
Triforce. Let's go.
Triforce, yes.
Oh jeez.
Give me that money.
Shout out to Power.
There's a sort of euphoria about the FGC. So
Yeah, there is. Right.
It's
All right.
definitely
Back to the original point. Who's for against esports in the team?
against.
Because we never went
yeah,
that far. We only got for four.
Listen,
Yeah, we should do that
esports
then.
is a very broad topic, so we do drift away. We go to Rainbow Road.
Wow. I like
Damn.
that. I like that map. That map is dumb.
250cc, yeah.
Wow, bars.
Reverse.
Bars, not reverse, bro. Bro, when you go downhill, when you go down a hill and you veer to the left ever so slightly,
Brake left.
you're off.
Listen,
You're done.
Yeah.
But there's a shortcut that way as well. There's a shortcut that way.
you're playing Colin McRae all over again. Brake left.
Oh, mate. I need that co-pilot. But yeah, anti esports. I want to say bulletproof.
Yeah, I think
Sim.
me and Mace were in sync there. It have to be, be bulletproof.
I think he's anti esports because he.
Remember what he told us outside once. He wouldn't get his freedom of speech if he was part of a team.
That's what I was about to say. I think he doesn't want to be part of esports because of what he will lose. Like he will lose part of himself, part of the community, because people will have to change. And for people that don't know, Sim is a very real person. He's very real.
One of the realest persons I think me and Mace have ever met.
Real and pretty raw. Big Daddy Kane.
It's because
Very
esports, it kind of portrays, you've got a sense of change, which people don't like in general, and it's money. So
I don't know if anyone's ever done this. If you get like dilute drink and you put water in it and then put it in the fridge like that, Sim's the guy. You know when you get like the Vimto out of the fridge thinking that it's diluted and you drink it and he's like, no, it's not. That's him. That's Sim.
Pure
Sim
sweet.
will drink that. He's just raw. He doesn't want anything diluted. He wants people to be how they are, how they're meant to be. Like,
exactly.
I respect it.
I respect.
Like, it's hard to be like that because how he's being himself and he's promoting realness, it does deter a lot of people away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it is kind of like it's a double-edged sword. It hurts and it helps.
Hey, I'm 100% respecting it. So
I respect it. I like it, but I can see how it does.
it would be intimidating for a lot of people.
Yeah, it only caters to people that are already in the community.
Yeah.
For people outside trying to come in, like they're gonna see him as a gatekeeper, like Gandalf. Like you shall not pass. Like you can't come in it straight. You're not on the guest list. You can't.
You not even got that VIP list.
So yeah, I think Sim would definitely be in it from America or
Sanford
something
would
like
be
that. Yeah, no,
Sanford.
but he's sponsored. Can he?
Oh, okay.
But,
yeah, that is
but is he sponsored because he wants that money, or is it sponsored because they offered him something that no one else can offer him?
Listen, the person Sanford is and what I've seen of Sanford, this is obviously through streams and obviously through the Daily Mail of FGC. So I think Sanford is one of the realest people.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Okay,
I
no, I agree
know
with that.
he's got Steam color in front of his name, but take that name away from him, and he is one of the realest people you'll ever see.
He's still he's still Sanford Kelly.
Yeah, no, he is. He's always going to be Sanfrax.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sim Sanfrax. There's not. I don't want to just like label Corn maybe, just obviously because of how we see them. I don't know if it's rather they wouldn't want to be part of esports or that they just wouldn't be accepted by esports.
I think you'd have to put Triforce there.
I think Triforce wants the esports.
He wants that money. He definitely needs that money.
See, like I've seen, there was a podcast that used to be on. I think it's still on actually, called On Blast Show. And,
Grutex's original podcast.
Yeah, and I can't remember who does it now. It's I can't remember. It's basically someone who he's really involved with the Mortal Kombat scene.
Yeah,
and he gets
Perfect Legend
on a lot. Nah, he knows Perfect Legend though. I can't remember his name now. I'll have to show you that afterwards. I'll put a link in the descriptions. Yeah,
Hey.
Yeah, Triforce is on there a lot, and they obviously trolled Triforce for what he did with tried to do with Island Galaxy and Nintendo, because obviously he started with like puzzle games, blah blah blah, and he was like big into Zelda. That's where the glove came from, blah blah blah. But he wanted basically for people to be more like reasonable, be more sensible, and he wanted the FGC to get paid. But obviously, he was saying like, "Oh, people know me for acting like this, being an arsehole, whatever." but that's the persona I can do when I'm just at any other stream. He said, do you think Nintendo would like give me the time of day if I was like that to them? And he was saying like there's a time and a place for acting how you act. So yeah, act like all ninja-ish on your local stream or when you're at home, but when you're in the face of like sponsors and stuff, you need to like be proper. So it's weird with him. I think he could be both. I think he's for both.
Yeah, it's probably that neutral one that you could put on either side and it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's his face? Not Johnny Cage. Who's that guy?
You've been looking up. Sweet Johnny Cage is one of the people that used to be on it.
No, I mean in Marvel Civil War.
Oh, Civil War.
Luke Cage.
I don't know. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just sitting there protecting the street. That's Triforce.
Yeah. No, that is Truffles. That is pretty much Truffles. I think he went about it the wrong way, maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
He got a bad rep.
You know, some people we know, don't we?
We know a lot of them, but you know what? Cross Tekken got a bad rep. Cross Tekken's not a bad game. It was just a gems. Maybe Truffles wasn't a bad person. It was just the arc. I don't know.
the power glove that ruined him.
Yeah, maybe it was the power glove. Like, I think he was definitely kind of. It's gonna sound mad corny, but he was in the FGC. Like it's before his time. He came too early in the FGC.
One of those.
He needs to be ran now.
He was Lap Chi before Lap Chi came out.
Well, that and he didn't have the money.
Yeah.
He didn't have the Lap Chi wallet. But yeah, he knew what had to be done and what needed to be done for the FGC to be accepted into esports. But he was there before kind of esports was there.
Yeah.
Like Iron Galaxy were there and like they did like the records for like Donkey Kong, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But no one was really getting paid. They were just having it as a title. So now, if he was around with this Capcom Pro Tour stuff, he would be probably the first to be like, see, if you listen to me, we would have had this time ago.
Yeah, I told you.
Yep, I told you. You're all going to act right now. Now that there's money there, you're going to do what I said to do before.
Man is actually trying to say that Triforce was clairvoyant. He saw the future ages ago.
He had that crystal ball from day one.
Listen, he was clairvoyant.
He had that, bro. I've always thought that. But it's hard to defend someone who gets trolled that hard.
Yeah. Like, you see me in WhatsApp group, and I just join in now. Screw it. On certain people's, not Triforce, because Triforce isn't in our WhatsApp group. Jesus Christ.
If he was, bro, that I can't even imagine. But yeah, if he was in that, like it is kind of hard to not troll people, and I think that is something that is a trait on people that don't want to go esports. I think the real trolls don't want to go in esports. What's that first strike player called? And he used to play Alex. And he used to be in Cross Counter a lot.
No clue.
What I forgot to mention.
Rennick. That's his name. Rennick. Yeah, I think he's pretty. And Sub-Zero. You know when he used to do the Mr. Sub-Zero? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, them kind of people, I feel wouldn't want to be esports. Even though he had his own show and he was like having not podcasts. He was having shows with like porn stars and stuff, like off of the FGC, which is like bizarre. But I think people that what's the other guy? The guy that played for Scan, Low Tier God.
Oh, Low Tier God, right? No,
yeah.
Low Tier God went the wrong way about it.
I'm just saying, I don't think he would be esports. I don't think he wants it, and I don't think he could be it.
No. He would actually be the epitome of like casual people looking at us saying, "Is this what they're all like?" If a horde of if a horde of people were coming and they wanted to play fighting games, and the so-called the first to 10 that happened between Viscount and Low Tier God and how it like kind of occurred up
Blew
or
up.
stuff.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people would just kind of just back off immediately.
Yeah,
because of how
that was anti esports.
That was anti everything. That was just Low Tier God going in on some dude that he didn't even really know and just mouthed off and said so many bad things about Viscount.
If any respective community had that, then a lot of things would be stripped away from them.
True, but we have nothing to take.
Well, we have nothing to take, but we've got nothing to gain at the moment.
Yeah.
No, and I think it's actions like that. See, it's weird because it's actions like that that will stop him from growing. So yeah, I would put him in the leader of that anti-group, behind the scene. Because what he done was literally
that was anti-life.
Yeah, it was anti-life. It was anti-humanity. There was no need for it. Like, But saying that, it created hype.
Oh yeah.
Like that first to 10 was funny.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That's hilarious.
and it made me want to watch. I was like, I don't know who Low Tier God is, and I was like, this guy playing Street Fighter, I don't want to see that. I know he can't play. Like, I want to see him play Marvel. But I watched it because of, like, I saw the reaction that Viscant had against him. So I was like, wow, these guys really want to win. Neither one of them, they're both playing for pride.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, playing for, like, a tournament and money is one thing, but playing for pride in front of people, like, is too hype. Like, I have to watch that. I don't care what game you're playing.
Because money and tournaments, they're expendable. Pride isn't.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, once you've lost that, that's it. That's done. You can't win it back. It's not something you can win back. Like, even if you beat him 10 times again after that, it's like, but you lost. When you ran your math, you put up that post about him being some drug addict in a den, like, you lost. And he told you about your mum, like, on stream. He told you about your mum. Like, you can never erase that from anyone's memory.
No. Or the internet now, because it's on there now.
Shout out to YouTube.
Yeah.
Shout out to YouTube.
Shout outs to the Google servers hosting that shit.
Social
All of that, bro.
media.
Like,
It can be a blessing and a burden at the same time. Holla at
Yeah.
your social media.
and he's gonna know, bro. Like, Low Tier God was on that social media until that happened, and but saying that, no, bad publicity is still good publicity. Like, people know about him now.
Yeah.
Maybe not for a good reason.
I'm that iPad DJ.
It's like the DSP versus Gandhi match back in like 2 years ago at DreamHack.
Oh, FSP. Oh,
FSP, sorry, not yeah.
Yeah, that was
priceless. Listen, that would get any casual player on Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That was priceless.
That was all amazing.
that
Because
Actually,
you know
a
why?
trailer.
Gandhi was having fun.
Yeah.
That is why.
was he?
Gandhi
he
was having
You didn't see it in
fun.
his face, but he was having fun inside.
After he won that, oh my word, bro. He probably had the biggest boner ever, I promise you.
Probably. I can't.
On the inside, Gandhi was that kid playing against Daigo, just mashing on stick. He
And
was
it
that
was-
happy.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. For me, it was a very dark time to see someone at that level beat someone who's obviously put in work. Like, I felt bad.
Oh no, you feel bad for the guy,
Yeah.
but you get so good, you forget how to go dumb. Is what I've always said.
Yeah. There's good, there's casual, there's pros, and there's a level that everyone needs to learn. Is scrub proof.
It's,
You need to be
it's
scrub
too
proof.
smart for your own good. Happens to all of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Like, wake up DP every time and think, oh, the 10th time he's never gonna do it. Did it?
Yeah.
Not even DP. He just woke up ultra.
Even better.
So shout out to Street Fighter 4. Shout out to Street Fighter 4 indeed, because I think without Street Fighter 4, the FGC would still be in quite a dark place.
It'd be in a dark place.
It'd be in a pretty dark place. Not even because of the Capcom Pro Tour stuff. It's just brought back. It's brought in so much new blood, and games like Third Strike and Marvel 2 are really good. The entry level is so high. Like the
Oh,
skill
yeah.
gap is just dire.
You try and learn the parry, that would take you at least a month.
And then to do it in a match,
Yeah.
probably like another month.
And it's like, what, Street Fighter 4, it's obviously a dumbed-down version and it's more user-friendly, which,
Yeah.
if you're going to make a game esports, you've got to make it user-friendly.
Accessible,
Yeah, accessible to a certain extent. So,
people that watch it they need to be able to feel that they can pick the game up in a week.
literally,
That's what it was. That's why Marvel and Street Fighter 4 are so successful.
Yeah.
Like, for pros, Marvel is the worst game to play professionally, and Street Fighter 4, everyone knows it's like, I don't like saying dumbed down, but it is. It's kind of like a simpler version of Third Strike, where the flaw in Third Strike was that if you weren't godlike, you can't play against godlike people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or you can't get to that stage because the gap was so big. It's like, oh, I can play these casual people, and I can go to and fro from them, but I'll never get to godlike because there's no in between. There's no one I can like kind of progress with. It's like either I'm casual or amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of died off, but everyone knows about the whole Daigo parry, so it was hard. People could watch it, but they could never get into it because they couldn't do what they saw. But with Street Fighter 4, you can kind of do that.
You see a
can,
combo video like, I can do that. You can break
Yeah.
it down, just work it out.
You can see Smug and go, oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna learn that Dudley combo, and it's accessible. It's doable. Instead of going, oh, I'm gonna parry 15 million hits and be psychic and then punish it all. Like, it's not feasible. Like, it's not feasible. So
that's the whole making it accessible for esports.
You-
it is.
Got to make it so the casual viewer can say, I can do that with my eyes closed.
And going back to what we were saying, obviously about the anti-esport people, I think they're the people that hate the new generation of games. They're the people that brought 09ers and don't like them because they don't know how rough they had it where I had no training mode. Like I had to put money in and I had to win to stay on to practice. Like, and
why they're so good?
Exactly.
Yeah, they had to put something on the line.
They couldn't afford to be bad. Literally, they couldn't afford to be bad.
Yeah.
So, like,
One was taking a lot of people's lunch money back in the East Coast.
Wow, food out of their mouths, literally.
Yeah.
People going hungry because they play Justin Wong. How do you feel about that? Like, we will never be able to say that.
Never. I will never be able to say that.
We'll never be able to say that.
I don't think I ever want to say that.
I don't know. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
If someone said, walk around and say I took people's lunch money, you're damn right.
If someone came up to me and said, like, oh, why are you hungry? It's like, because I lost all my money to XYZ. I'd be like, wow, you got bust up.
Yeah.
Literally.
You got bust up. Like, you should have learned your lesson. But you don't get that with PP and battle points.
No.
Everyone thinks it's expendable stuff.
But that's an entirely different topic.
Yeah.
It is. But I will say, like, nah, I'm not even gonna say. Yeah, different podcast. We'll do that.
We'll do that next week.
Definitely, yeah, we'll do that next week. Oh, mate, yeah, screw that. Yeah, so any FGC,
Lotte God, Sim, Sanford or Santhrax.
Santhrax, yeah, Triforce.
Triforce. Well, Triforce is the in between, and one more. Who would be the last one? I don't know. I'd say it has to be an Asian player because they play for the love of the game. To be honest.
Did we not say Alex Valle?
Yeah, we said Vi at the beginning.
Oh, you said Vi at the
that was
beginning.
Valle. Yeah, Valle.
Okay.
Right, so we got Vi. Sorry, we got Vi. Sim.
Vi would be in between as well, wouldn't he?
I don't know. Drift said he would be anti. I kind of agree with Drift now because of obviously everything that happened, all the dramas with Super Arcade and that. I feel like Vi is kind of like
I came on this
trying
late.
to do it for himself.
Yeah, I came on the scene late, so I feel Vi is in between. So
No, but back in the day, Vi was about for the people.
yeah.
And
He was Captain America.
He was Captain America. He was for the people. He was Wednesday Night Fights in my garage all day, every day. And then Super Arcade came along. That got shut down because of reasons. We won't go into that. That's a whole different story. And now Vi's gone, all right, screw it. I'm not going to find another venue. I'm just going to do it online.
Yeah.
I want to keep this going for me, really, and get sponsors in. Like it might sound esports, but he's doing it to keep people playing. He's not doing it for the money. He doesn't care about the money.
Yeah, he's doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Which is pretty like screw the money. Like I just want to have fun. So yeah, I can see that being like, we don't need your money here as long as I'm getting good games and obviously growing players because he was literally like a cultivator.
Yeah, he was.
Good players.
He was the farmer of the West Coast.
Yeah.
So he's definitely Captain America.
And was
so
growing them roots still.
Yeah. So we got Vi, Sim, Sanfrax,
EMP, Triforce,
and
Low tier God.
And Lotte God versus Spooky,
Oh God, I can't remember. Spooky.
I said
Cross, Scootex.
Cross counter.
Yeah, cross
I
counter.
said Combo Fiend and Ryan, or
Combo
Combo
Fiend.
That's it.
or
Why
between
not?
Combo Fiend and Ryan and Hart.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, shall we pass it off to someone and get him to do it Evo 5v5?
You know what? It depends what game they're playing. Like, I don't know. If it was Street Fighter, I think
They all play Street Fighter, right?
Cap's team would. Oh, they do. Well, Triforce doesn't really play. Oh no, he can
Nor
play
does
Street
Sim.
Fighter,
Sim refuses to play Street Fighter 4.
but he can.
Yeah.
He does play. I've seen his Eva Ryu.
Yeah.
He does play. Don't let him lie to you, bro. He plays. I think Cap would win. I think Captain America team would win. I think VIA and I don't know, because Sanfrax though. The only three.
That's me personally. That I feel Sanfrax should be in the team.
I don't know. It's rough. What I'll do though is I'll put the team in the description.
Yeah, comment.
And leave a comment.
Comment on
Leave
who
a
you think's
comment.
going to win in the 5v5 Street Fighter 4 Ultra match.
And if there's any other players that we have not mentioned that you feel should have been in this team, let us know as well.
Yeah, bring it out.
All the way down there. Right, I think we should wrap it up because this has been a long.
This is a
podcast.
you need to cut this
But
up.
when not even cut it up, just upload it. It's when you talk
Upload it
about
raw.
esports, you can actually go on a tangent and you will go into limbo with this one because there is no definitive answer.
No,
There is no. We have done a podcast and there is no resolve.
no, there
There's
isn't.
nothing here.
And this is what Drift I was telling you when Mace had to go before a thing. It's like this topic is too broad. You have to dumb it down to one thing. Can't do that.
Just keep going down, keep digging deeper, the depths of the internet, and we're still not there.
Not there. We're near the core. But I will end it like this. I'll start with Jammerz.
So-
what would you pick if you had like the lamp, you had a genie, straight up Aladdin, you could have FGC esports. Would you make that wish? Would you have it that way?
I would say yes, because I've always, when people ask me about the whole commentary thing, they just say like, do you ever want it to be part of the whole actually being a player, or did you just want to sit on the sideline and spectate? I said, it's better if you're playing fighting games and you know you can't be one of those big players that's actually playing the game and you want to be involved, get involved somehow.
Preach.
Sort of it's get involved somehow, even if it's being a tournament organizer at your local scene and just showing up at events and like advertising your brand or whatever. Get involved, and it will just kind of boost your self-confidence to feel that you're involved in, let's say, the Capcom Pro Tour, for example. Because I'm part of Unequal Media now, and they want to get involved, and it's like I'm just going to be a commentator. I'm involved. I'm not actually playing the game, but I'm part of it.
Shouts to Unequal. Shouts to the Twins.
Shouts to Unequal Media, my leaders.
Yep. And your second leader.
Oh yes, Mason, don't forget. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't forget. Cool. And Drift. If you had the same wish,
Yeah, I'd go for it. Esports FGC. Yeah, everyone's a bit more legitimate. There's no backhanded pockets. No money being thrown around recklessly.
No pot splitting.
Pot splitting, collusion.
Collusion.
We'd see a lot more farces and facades, though.
Yeah. See, it's. I don't know. I don't think there's any good end. I want to do so many comic book references, but I'm not gonna.
Throw a couple in. I'll throw in Luke Cage. You've got to throw one in.
Listen, we'd see a lot of Two Faces and flipping alter egos. When this,
I'm gonna
see
if anyone. I'm gonna have to slate a film though. Don't watch the Age of Ultron film. Read the comic. It's a lot better because basically what happens is Wolverine sees his past self and his future self, blah 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 blah, and he wants to kill Hank Pym to stop Ultron from like being made.
Oh yeah, I read that one.
Yeah, so when he goes into the future, when Hank Pym dies, the Earth is just about to get destroyed by some magic and stuff. So killing Hank Pym didn't save it. It just had a different end. So he goes back and then lets Hank Pym live, and then they find a way to defeat Ultron. So on that note, it's like doing either one, making either wish won't make the FGC like.
You can't wish for world peace. It never works.
if you do that, you
basically yeah. If I wish for the esports and I wish for the money, there's going to be so many fake people. The hype will probably die down a little bit. But if I don't make the wish, we're going to be the stinky BO bedroom warriors.
The poverty, 24/7.
Yeah. So what I would wish for, you know what I'd wish for? I would wish for multiple lap cheese.
You want multiple blankets?
That's too many blankets in the world, man. We don't want that.
That's what I'm saying.
I would wish for a lap cheese in every country.
That's too many blankets, man. We don't want that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't need blankets.
I would rather have blankets and the money. Well, what's worse, right? The money, less hype. No money, BO. Or blankers, but everyone's happy.
Blankers horrible. We don't want blankers ever.
Oh my god. Alright then, well, that's my wish.
They invented deodorant for a reason. You can't give that to Blanca.
Look, the FGC people don't earn enough money to buy deodorant, clearly. So
I'm going to buy deodorant next time I'm at Beatdown, and I'll give it to you, mate.
Statement.
I've got it.
I know you got it. You can hand out.
Yeah, no, I obviously need to. Why don't we just get sponsored by Link?
And this is
why
we
mate.
saved the video.
Wow, hold on.
There's the money maker right there.
I just had a C4 moment.
Oh, for God's sake.
It just happened. Yeah. I just want more. I would want more people. You see, like on Event Hubs again, the Daily Mirror, the Sun, whatever. They every now and again they'll have like a famous person that's into fighting games.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we need stuff like that. That's what we need. I think like twice it's been like an MMA fighter who said like, "Oh, I got good at MMA by playing Tekken." I was like,
really?
I think they've kind of exactly. I think that's a reach. Maybe it was loosely like he might have seen like a Tekken character.
Yeah.
Then learned the martial arts. I'm sure he didn't play Tekken and learn to fight like the character.
Jeez.
That's dumb. Yeah, but whatever. Like I just want more like that. I want it to be
more iconics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've
more
never seen
pop
something
references.
Yeah.
That would be nice, but obviously I don't know who's gonna get a copy of Street Fighter to Brad Pitt. So until that happens,
I'm going to keep a copy of me now every day, just in case I see someone famous, just throw it out.
so you walk past someone famous, say, "Oh, play this."
Yeah. Oh, hey,
you're
Jessica
not
Lawrence,
busy.
here's Street Fighter. See you later.
Mate, if we did that enough, someone's bound to play it.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone just needs to go look, Bill Gates. Thanks to you, we can play online
Make it happen.
on PC anyway.
Yeah.
Just see what you've done. Play this game a little bit.
Yeah, enjoy the salt.
Enjoy the salt. Yeah, it's something money can't buy. Salt.
Yeah.
Different
and he
time.
can't get rid of it either. And he definitely can't get rid of it. You can be salty and rich at the same time. Shout out to Lapchi.
Oh,
Money
jeez.
matches. Oh mate, he's a sick guy. But yeah, let's wrap it up because this is like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone who's been listening to this while they're in training mode. That's what I'll do.
This is the longest podcast for a while.
Yeah, this is like back in the day when I used to do it. Yeah, 2 hour ones.
But these are the ones that people have to like soak and get immersed into.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
It's deep podcast. I think no homo. You two work well together.
Don't listen to a podcast unless you haven't got time for it.
Unless
Half
you're driving to work like I do every day, 45-minute drives, put a podcast on, you're going to learn so much stuff.
about life, about the dictionary.
Yeah.
Yes,
Shout outs
we
to,
so
what's that
much.
word again, Jammerz?
Prig.
Which one?
Prig.
Oh,
There we
prig.
go.
Yeah, PRIG. Type it on Google.
Prig. Shout outs to Jammerz and his uni.
Yeah.
And anime.
Smart guy.
Someone's getting education. I went for uni. I didn't get shit.
What's it with all these poison players going to uni, bro? First ball thrown and now Jammerz. What's
You
going on?
gotta learn the profession, man. Jeez.
Wow.
It's not good
Great
enough being
players.
top 5 anymore. You gotta learn the profession. Get that education.
Mama taught you right. It's good.
You're damn right.
Right, let's wrap it up, guys.
Yeah, wrap it up. So we'll go with Driss first.
Every
These shout
time,
outs
man.
to
You always
him.
pick on me first.
You know
Um,
why? You know why? Because Jammerz is going to be a long one.
Well, you can always catch me on Twitter, Zero Drift, the number 0 Drift. Mason also has a link to my blog post where I talk about the FGC and esports and where I thought it goes or where it's gonna go. I posted this about last year. Sometimes it is quite old, but all the topics are still relevant. So hit up there, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let Mace know what you think about me being on his podcasts for a second time on his YouTube. Shout outs to Mace,
Shout outs to myself. Yeah,
MOP.
shout out to myself.
Mash on Pad. I'm a stick player myself, but yeah.
Live long and prosper. Drift that Lone Ranger.
Damn right, I'm not sponsored. Screw you guys. I'm poverty.
And man said I'm anti esports. All right then. MOP, HD, 1080p, Jammerz.
Jeez Louise, mate. Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at HD Jammerz because that is the original name that I made in 2011. But
Throwback.
I just. But yeah, you can also look up Mass on Pad on Facebook and check out the merchandise. That's gonna be sorted out real soon, so sit tight. Also, you can follow my the team that's pretty much taking me places, Unequal Media, on Twitter, Facebook, or Twitch. Yeah, just type it Unequal Media on Google. You will find them. If you don't, then you are blind.
Shout outs to Dragons.
Yeah, other than that, shout outs to Mace for allowing me on this podcast. Shout outs to Drift as well. We had back and forth opinions, but it does work. That's
it does work.
chemistry is made.
They made for a good podcast.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Oh, shout outs to
Next time you
Powerpuff
catch us both, we should be hopefully on Twitch, chatting away, commentating.
And you know,
Girls.
let
Yes.
Mace know, let us know how you felt about the podcasts and whether you want us to be on future ones or not. I know me and Mace are going to be on a future one with the twins. So,
And nostalgic. Shout out to you just now.
yes, nostalgics, don't worry.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it. Unless you want to type me on YouTube and find my name, then
Nah, you don't do that. No one wants to see that she-mail.
yeah, no one see that email. No one see my Kingdom Hearts 2 videos either.
Shout outs to Kingdom
Oh,
Hearts.
you know what? Shout out to Kingdom Hearts because you know I love
Oh,
Kingdom
damn
Hearts.
right. Same here.
You know, and I'll do it off podcast, but I've seen some of your videos, brother, and your singing you need to go on the voice, bro.
I thought you were going to say auto-tune. Jeez.
Oh no, he was singing some choice Disney tunes,
Listen,
and he hit the right notes. He hit the right notes. But
literally have to
The
watch
right notes on your heart or at the actual right notes?
wait,
I
no,
see what
off
you did there,
podcast.
but we
Off
close out
podcast.
the thing.
Let me close it out. Right, so yeah, shout out to Drift for being on. Thanks very much. Same to Jammerz. Obviously, if you like the topic, if you've got future topic ideas that you want us to, think about doing, it might be a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie. If it's a bad idea, I ain't gonna use it. But put it down in the comments below. like I said, I'll put the blog for Drifts, FGC and esports. I'll put that below, and obviously I'll put the Jammer links for his YouTube and all that good stuff. I know he's been playing Skullgirl, so he's going to have loads of content. Don't forget to follow Drift on Twitter. Same with Jammerz and myself. Obviously, MOPC4IQ. Let me know what you think about this in the descriptions. If you like situational damage, obviously give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to Mash on Pad. I think you got all in there. Cool, sweet. So yeah, there will be probably about 3 more I've got in the works for podcasts. Like Jammerz said, the twin, Nostalgic and himself will be going over FGC and outlets. So obviously streaming, YouTube, how that's changed the FGC. I've got another future one about FGC and the generations. That's going to have MOP Benji on that. Benji Topaz, aka Fuzzy Platform. The youth. I was going to call him the youth.
The youth.
Yeah, he's about 18 and he's like the maddest.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah, the kid.
The kid.
Benji the kid. And Theory Fighter. Everyone knows Theory Fighter. Footsie God, hate him so much. Shout out to Theory Fighter. And Mark, aka Manager of the Hog. I don't know. I don't know what you call him. But yeah, he'll be on that one. And yeah, obviously I'll be doing the troll, FGC and trolling / bullying. Where's the grey line? Where is the grey line between trolling and bullying? I don't know. Hopefully my guests will when I get him on and decide who's going to be on there. I'm probably going to have to find a troll. I don't really know that many, like really good trolls.
That's a tough one, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're future podcasts. Look out for those if you want to find out when they're up. You're gonna have to follow me on Twitter or subscribe to Mash on Pad. But until then, guys, I'll catch you later.
Peace.
Later.
Emergency with service. Emergency with service.